We often find ourselves caught in the relentless currents of modern life, striving, yearning, and frequently feeling as though something fundamental is just beyond our grasp. We chase success, happiness, and peace, believing they are external destinations. Yet an enduring truth whispers through the ages, the deepest desires of the human heart: fulfillment, abundance, and tranquility are states of being, not merely possessions. The world often tells us that money is the ultimate arbiter of these states, a powerful force that either grants boundless joy or shackles us in endless sorrow. We're taught to view it as mere numbers in an account, a pile of bills, or a commodity to be hoarded or spent. This conventional wisdom, however, often misses a profound, transformative perspective. What if money isn't just about digits and paper? What if it's far more than a simple medium of exchange? What if, at its very core, money is a vibrant, spiritual energy, pulsating with intention, emotion, and purpose? This revolutionary idea challenges the very foundation of our financial anxieties and opens a pathway to genuine, sustainable prosperity. The prevailing narrative, deeply ingrained in our collective consciousness, suggests that financial well-being is solely a result of hard work, luck, or economic conditions. But this limited understanding often leaves us feeling stuck, anxious, or even empty, regardless of our material achievements. It fails to address the underlying psychological and energetic dynamics that truly govern our relationship with wealth. How can we cultivate true abundance without sacrificing our spiritual well-being? How do we break free from the cycle of scarcity and cultivate a mindset of limitless possibility? This is where SACNOI US steps in, not just as a platform, but as your trusted companion on a journey of profound discovery. We believe that true wealth is an integration of the material and the spiritual, and the path to this integration is illuminated by timeless wisdom. Through the power of audiobooks, we bring these invaluable insights directly to you, making profound philosophical and spiritual concepts accessible, convenient, and deeply engaging. Even amidst your busy schedule, imagine absorbing life-changing knowledge while commuting, exercising, or simply relaxing. Today, we embark on a transformative exploration, delving into the powerful realms of the law of attraction, self-development, and the cosmic messages that guide our path to prosperity. We'll challenge outdated notions and embrace a radical new perspective. Money is actually a vibrant spiritual energy. This isn't just a catchy phrase, it's an invitation to fundamentally rewire your understanding of money, to forge a relationship with it, rooted in intention, gratitude, and abundance. Get ready to unlock the secrets to a life where financial flow is harmonious, purposeful, and deeply aligned with your highest self. Your journey towards holistic prosperity begins now. Have you ever stopped to consider what money truly is? Beyond the paper it's printed on or the digits on a screen. For most of us, money exists as a tangible concept, a means to an end, a measure of value for goods and services. We work for it, save it, spend it, and often worry about it. But what if we told you that this perception is merely scratching the surface? What if money, at its core, is something far more profound, something that resonates with the very fabric of the universe? The truth is, money is not just a material commodity. It is a vibrant spiritual energy, a powerful current flowing through our lives, reflecting our deepest intentions and emotional states. To truly grasp this concept, we need to broaden our understanding of energy itself. Quantum physics, ancient spiritual traditions, and even modern psychology all converge on a singular truth: everything in the universe is energy. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every object you perceive, including that banknote in your wallet or the balance in your bank account, is fundamentally composed of energy vibrating at different frequencies. Think about it: a chair appears solid, but at a microscopic level, It's a swirling vortex of atoms and subatomic particles, all in constant motion. Similarly, while money might appear inert, it carries an energetic signature, influenced by our collective and individual consciousness. This isn't some abstract, ethereal concept. It has very real, tangible implications for your financial reality. Your thoughts and emotions are powerful energetic transmitters, constantly sending out signals to the universe. When you think about money with fear, anxiety, or a sense of lack, you're emitting a low-frequency vibration. And according to the fundamental principles of the law of attraction, like attracts like. This means that these low-frequency vibrations are likely to attract more experiences of scarcity and financial struggle into your life. Conversely, when you approach money with gratitude, joy, and a sense of abundance, you raise your energetic frequency. You become a magnet for prosperity, opening channels for money to flow to you more effortlessly and unexpectedly. Consider the simple act of receiving money, whether it's your paycheck, a gift, or an unexpected bonus. How do you feel? Do you immediately think about bills, debt, or how quickly it will disappear? Or do you feel a surge of gratitude, excitement, and a sense of possibility? Your emotional response directly influences the energy of that money. If you greet it with dread, you're subtly pushing it away, signaling to the universe that you're not ready for more. If you greet it with joy and appreciation, you amplify its positive energy, inviting more of it into your experience. It's not just about what you do with the money, but how you feel about it. This is why financial experts often talk about a money mindset. It's not just a psychological construct, but an energetic alignment. Furthermore, the concept of conservation of energy isn't limited to physics. It applies beautifully to the flow of money in your life. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed. Money, as a form of energy, operates under this same principle. It doesn't disappear. It transforms. When you spend money, it moves from your energetic field to someone else's. When you save it, you're holding that energy in reserve. When you invest it, you're directing its energy to create more. The key is to ensure that this transformation is always positive and expansive. If money feels stuck, stagnant, or constantly slipping through your fingers, it's often because there's a blockage or misalignment in your energetic relationship with it. Perhaps you're holding on to old fears, resentment, or limiting beliefs that prevent its natural flow. Think of it like a river. If the river flows freely, it brings life and abundance to its banks. If it becomes dammed or polluted, its life-giving properties diminish. Money is the same. It needs to flow. When you understand money as an energy, you realize that your job isn't just to get money, but to consciously participate in its flow, to direct its energy with intention, and to ensure that your energetic vibration is in harmony with abundance. Let's illustrate this with a simple story. Imagine Sarah, an ambitious entrepreneur, whose initial focus was solely on profit margins and relentless competition. She worked tirelessly, but her business constantly faced hurdles, unexpected expenses, demanding clients, and a sense of perpetual struggle. Despite her efforts, money seemed to be a constant source of stress. Her inner dialogue was often about scarcity. Will I make enough this month? I can't afford that. Unbeknownst to her, she was emitting a low-frequency vibration of fear and lack. Then, Sarah attended a seminar on conscious business and the energetic principles of wealth. She began to shift her perspective. Instead of solely focusing on profit, she started to prioritize the value she provided to her customers and the positive impact her business could have on their lives. Her new mantra became, "How can I best serve others?" She started her days with gratitude for her existing clients and the opportunities she had. She envisioned money flowing through her business to create positive change. Rather than just to her for personal gain, she still worked hard, But her internal state was one of joyful contribution, not anxious striving. The shift was subtle at first, but profound. Sarah noticed that opportunities started appearing seemingly out of nowhere. Clients were more receptive, suppliers more cooperative, and her team more motivated. She found that the more she focused on delivering genuine value and expressing gratitude for her current resources, the more effortlessly money flowed into her business. It wasn't magic, it was the alignment of her energetic vibration with the abundance she desired. By understanding money as energy and directing it with conscious intention, focusing on service and value rather than just acquisition, Sarah transformed her financial reality from one of struggle to one of thriving abundance. This story highlights that money isn't just a transactional tool. It's a living, breathing energy that responds to your inner state. When you change your energetic relationship with money, moving from fear to faith, from scarcity to abundance, from hoarding to flowing, you literally change its behavior in your life. It becomes a reflection of your consciousness, a barometer of your energetic alignment. Understanding money as energy is the foundational step towards a more profound and harmonious relationship with wealth. It moves us beyond simply earning a living to consciously creating a thriving existence. It empowers you to see money not as an external force dictating your life, but as an energetic tool that you can learn to master and direct with intention. Once we grasp this fundamental truth, the next logical step is to look inward, because the flow of this energy is deeply intertwined with our very essence. After all, if money is energy, then our personal energy, our self-worth, and our deepest beliefs are inextricably linked to its presence in our lives. So, having understood that money is indeed an energetic force, let's now delve into how this energy powerfully mirrors your most intimate relationship, the one you have with yourself. Having established that money is a vibrant spiritual energy, the next crucial step on our journey is to understand its profound connection to your inner world. Here's a powerful truth: money isn't just an external force, it's a mirror reflecting your relationship with yourself. The amount of money you attract, the ease with which it flows to you, and even your ability to retain it, are often direct manifestations of your self-worth, your limiting beliefs, and your internal emotional landscape. Your financial reality is, in many ways, an echo of your inner reality. Think about it. We all carry a complex tapestry of beliefs about ourselves, shaped by our childhood experiences, family dynamics, societal messages, and personal triumphs and setbacks. These beliefs, often unconscious, form the bedrock of our self-esteem and sense of deservingness. If deep down, you believe you're not good enough, not smart enough, or not worthy of abundance, then, no matter how hard you work, you'll find ways to subtly sabotage your financial growth or push opportunities away. This isn't about blaming, it's about understanding the powerful, often invisible, forces at play. For instance, consider the common, deeply ingrained limiting beliefs about money. Perhaps you grew up hearing phrases like "money doesn't grow on trees," "we can't afford that," or "you have to work extremely hard to make a little money." These aren't just innocent sayings, they become deeply embedded programs in your subconscious mind. They create an internal thermostat for your financial reality. If your inner thermostat is set to scarcity, then even if you experience a temporary influx of cash, your subconscious mind will work to return you to that familiar, albeit uncomfortable, setting. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. No matter how much you pour in, it will always drain back to its perceived normal level. Your self-worth is perhaps the most significant determinant in this equation. Do you genuinely believe you are worthy of receiving abundance in all its forms, including financial wealth? Many people unconsciously link their self-worth to their productivity or their perceived societal value. If you feel you always have to earn your worth through struggle or self-sacrifice, you'll likely attract financial circumstances that demand constant struggle. Conversely, when you cultivate a deep, unconditional sense of self-worth. Recognizing that your inherent value isn't tied to your bank account, you open yourself up to receiving more. When you value yourself, you naturally attract opportunities and resources that reflect that value. Let's delve into how this plays out in real life. Imagine someone who consistently under-earns despite having excellent skills and a strong work ethic. They might feel guilty about charging what they're worth. Or they might shy away from promotion opportunities, fearing they won't be able to handle it. These are classic signs of a disconnect between their actual capabilities and their perceived self-worth. On an energetic level, they are broadcasting a signal of, "I am not worthy of more." And the universe, in its infinite wisdom, simply mirrors that back to them. Now, consider the process of healing these internal wounds and transforming your relationship with money. It begins with awareness. The first step is to identify these limiting beliefs and emotional baggage you carry around money. Ask yourself, what did I learn about money from my parents or guardians? What are my earliest memories associated with money or lack thereof? What negative emotions arise when I think about my financial situation, e.g., and shame, fear, resentment, guilt? Do I believe money is bad, or that being rich is evil? Once you've identified these patterns, you can begin the process of reframing them. This isn't about denying your past, but about choosing a new narrative for your future. One powerful technique is affirmations, but not just surface-level ones. Instead of just repeating "I am rich," try to feel the truth of it in your body. Affirmations like, "I am worthy of abundant prosperity. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly," or "I joyfully receive all good things," can be incredibly effective when combined with genuine feeling and conviction. Another crucial aspect is forgiveness. Often, we hold on to resentment about past financial struggles, or guilt about financial mistakes we've made. These emotions act like heavy anchors, tethering us to a past of scarcity. Forgiving yourself and others involved in past financial difficulties can release an enormous amount of trapped energy, allowing for new financial opportunities to emerge. Imagine writing a letter to money itself, expressing your past frustrations, acknowledging your current desires, and committing to a new, loving relationship with it. This symbolic act can be incredibly liberating. Let's look at a concrete example. Sarah, a talented artist, struggled for years to make a living from her passion. She constantly found herself in financial debt, even when she managed to sell a few pieces. Deep down, Sarah carried the belief that artists are meant to suffer for their art and that money corrupts creativity. These beliefs were passed down from her struggling artist grandfather, whom she admired greatly. Consequently, whenever she started to earn a decent income, she would unconsciously find ways to get rid of it: impulsive spending, lending money she couldn't afford to lose, or simply not charging enough for her work. She felt guilty for even thinking about being wealthy as an artist, seeing it as a betrayal of her artistic integrity. Her breakthrough came when she realized this unconscious self-sabotage. Through therapy and self-reflection, she started to acknowledge and validate her grandfather's struggles, but also to separate her own path from his. She began to affirm, "My art is valuable, and I am worthy of abundant compensation for my creative gifts." She practiced daily gratitude for every dollar she received, no matter how small. She started setting healthy boundaries with clients and raising her prices, feeling a nervous but exhilarating sense of self-respect. Gradually, her financial situation began to transform. She found herself attracting high-paying commissions. Her art became more recognized, and she even started a successful online course, teaching others to find their artistic voice. The money she earned no longer felt like a burden or a source of guilt. It became a joyful acknowledgement of the value she brought to the world and a testament to her newfound self-worth. Sarah's story beautifully illustrates that your financial reality is intimately linked to your internal narrative. It's not just about what you do, but who you believe you are, and what you believe you deserve. By consciously working on your self-worth and releasing limiting beliefs, you're not just changing your mindset. You're shifting your energetic vibration, becoming a more powerful magnet for the financial abundance that is rightfully yours. This deeper understanding of money as a reflection of self is incredibly empowering. It means you have the power to change your financial circumstances by changing yourself from within. It shifts the focus from external struggle to internal transformation. And once we begin to recognize and heal these internal disconnections, we are then ready to confront the specific, often hidden, misconceptions that continue to hold many of us back. With this foundational understanding of how our inner world shapes our outer financial reality, we are perfectly positioned to tackle the pervasive myths and misguided notions that often distort our view of wealth. We've explored how money functions as a vibrant spiritual energy and how it profoundly reflects our inner relationship with ourselves. Now, it's time to confront the silent saboteurs of our financial well-being, the false beliefs about money that have been handed down through generations, woven into the fabric of our society, and subtly reinforced by our own experiences. These aren't just minor misconceptions. They are deeply entrenched programs running in our subconscious minds, actively blocking the flow of abundance. To unlock true prosperity, we must first identify, challenge, and ultimately dismantle these limiting narratives. Let's begin by shining a light on some of the most pervasive and damaging false beliefs. One of the oldest and most insidious is the notion that money is the root of all evil. This phrase, a misquotation of a biblical verse, the actual verse states the love of money is the root of all evil, has been misinterpreted to demonize wealth itself. This belief subtly teaches us that desiring money, or having it, makes us inherently bad or morally corrupt. If you unconsciously subscribe to this, you'll find yourself pushing money away, feeling guilty for wanting it, or even self-sabotaging your financial success. Because who wants to be evil? This belief system often leads to a subtle form of martyrdom, where one feels more virtuous in a state of struggle or poverty. Yet, money itself is neutral. It is merely a tool, an amplifier. It can be used to cause harm. Yes, but it can also be used to build hospitals, fund education, support communities, and alleviate suffering. The intention behind its use and the actions it facilitates determine its moral quality, not the money itself. Another common false belief is that rich people are bad or wealth is only accumulated through exploitation. This narrative often stems from historical injustices, media portrayals, or personal experiences with unethical wealthy individuals. While it's true that some people acquire wealth through questionable means, it's a gross oversimplification to apply this brush to all who are financially successful. This belief fosters resentment towards the wealthy, which is energetically counterproductive. How can you attract something you secretly despise or condemn? Moreover, this belief ignores the vast number of wealthy individuals who are philanthropists, innovators, job creators, and compassionate leaders. When you harbor this belief, you create an internal conflict, a desire for financial security clashing with a moral aversion to becoming what you perceive as bad. This inner tug-of-war prevents you from fully embracing abundance. Then there's the deeply ingrained idea that you have to work extremely hard, even suffer, to earn money. This is perhaps one of the most widespread and exhausting beliefs. While effort and dedication are undoubtedly important for any success, this belief suggests that struggle is a prerequisite for financial gain. It equates worthiness with arduous labor and perpetuates a cycle of burnout and exhaustion. It implies that if money comes easily, it must not be real or deserved. This belief can prevent you from recognizing or pursuing opportunities that offer ease, joy, and flow, pushing you towards paths that align with the narrative of struggle. It discourages smart work over hard work and often leads to a feeling of being perpetually undervalued for your efforts. The negative impact of these beliefs on our ability to attract and keep money is profound. They create a scarcity mindset, a vibrational frequency that repels abundance. If you believe money is evil, you'll subconsciously avoid it. If you believe rich people are bad, you'll resist becoming one yourself. If you believe you must suffer for money, you'll unknowingly create circumstances that ensure you do. These beliefs become self-fulfilling prophecies, reinforcing a cycle of lack and limitation. They act like internal brakes, preventing you from fully stepping into your financial power. So, how do we identify the origins of these deeply rooted beliefs? The process often involves introspection and tracing back your personal history. Family conditioning. What messages did you hear about money growing up? Were your parents or guardians stressed about money? Did they express negative opinions about wealthy people? Were financial discussions shrouded in secrecy or anxiety? These early imprints are incredibly powerful. Societal and cultural narratives. What does your culture or community generally teach about money? Are there proverbs or common sayings that reflect a scarcity mindset? Do media and entertainment portray wealth in a predominantly negative or positive light? Personal experiences. Have you had negative experiences with money, such as debt, financial loss, or being cheated? These experiences, if not processed, can solidify limiting beliefs and create a fear-based relationship with money. Religious or spiritual teachings. As mentioned, misinterpretations of religious texts can lead to a sense of guilt or unworthiness regarding material wealth. To challenge and reframe these beliefs, we need to engage in conscious deprogramming. Awareness is the first step. Simply acknowledging that you hold these beliefs is a monumental breakthrough. Don't judge yourself for having them. Understand, they are part of your conditioning. Question everything. When a negative thought about money arises, I can't afford that. That's too expensive for me. I'll never be rich. Pause and question it. Is it absolutely true? Where did that thought come from? Is it serving you? Seek counterexamples. Actively look for evidence that contradicts your limiting beliefs. Find stories of ethical, wealthy individuals, people who created wealth with ease and joy, or instances where money was used for profound good. The more you expose yourself to positive examples, the more your subconscious will begin to accept new possibilities. Reframe and replace. Once you identify a false belief, consciously reframe it with an empowering truth. For money is the root of all evil. Replace it with money is a neutral tool that amplifies my intentions and allows me to create positive impact. 4. I have to work hard to earn money. Replace it with, I attract money through joyful contribution and inspired action. Emotional release. Sometimes, these beliefs are tied to suppressed emotions. Techniques like journaling, meditation, or even talking to a trusted friend or therapist can help release the emotional charge associated with past financial trauma or limiting beliefs. Consider the story of Mark, a talented software engineer. He was good at his job, but he consistently struggled to get promoted or negotiate higher salaries. He frequently complained about corporate greed and believed that anyone at the top must have stepped on others to get there. He saw wealth as something inherently corrupting. This belief manifested in subtle ways. He'd unconsciously downplay his achievements, avoid networking with higher-ups, and feel uncomfortable discussing salary raises, almost as if he was afraid of becoming one of them. Mark's turning point came when he started reading about conscious leadership and ethical businesses. He realized that his deep-seated resentment towards wealth was actually hindering his own growth. He began to intentionally seek out stories of philanthropists, entrepreneurs who built companies with integrity, and leaders who genuinely cared about their employees. He started to reframe his belief. Wealth, when generated ethically and used consciously, can be a powerful force for good. He also started affirming, I am worthy of being generously compensated for my skills and contributions. The shift wasn't instantaneous, but over time, his internal resistance began to dissolve. He became more confident in expressing his value, more open to networking, and less judgmental of others' success. Within a year, he received a significant promotion and a substantial raise. Not because he suddenly worked harder, but because he had removed the energetic blockages he himself had created. He learned to see his increased income as an opportunity to do more good, to support his family, and to give back to causes he believed in, transforming money from a source of conflict into a tool for positive impact. Mark's journey exemplifies how liberating it is to deprogram these false beliefs. It's not about ignoring reality or pretending that all wealth is acquired virtuously. It's about recognizing that your personal relationship with money is separate from the actions of others, and that by clearing your own internal resistance, you create a clear pathway for abundance to flow into your life. When you release these shackles, you're not just changing your financial future, you're freeing your mind and spirit. And once you've begun to dismantle these old, limiting narratives, you open up the space for something truly transformative, the cultivation of a powerful, positive mindset that actively attracts the prosperity you desire. With these false beliefs identified and challenged, we are now ready to harness the incredible power of our thoughts through the cultivation of a true abundance mindset. We've cleared away the energetic clutter of false beliefs and begun to see money for what it truly is, a dynamic spiritual energy reflecting our innermost selves. Now, we arrive at a cornerstone of conscious wealth creation, the immense power of a prosperity mindset, and the undeniable force of the law of attraction. This isn't mystical mumbo-jumbo, it's a fundamental principle of the universe, rooted in the understanding that your thoughts and feelings are powerful energetic signals constantly shaping your reality. At its core, the law of attraction states that like attracts like. This isn't just a quaint saying, it's a universal law, as consistent and reliable as gravity. What you focus on, what you dwell upon, and what you feel most intensely about, you inevitably draw into your experience. This applies not only to relationships and opportunities, but profoundly to your financial circumstances. If your dominant thoughts are about lack, debt, and financial struggle, you are, by definition, attracting more of those very experiences. Conversely, if your mind is consistently attuned to thoughts of abundance, financial freedom, and gratitude for what you have, you become a magnet for prosperity. Many people misunderstand the law of attraction as simply wishing for something. They might say, I wished for $1 million, but it didn't appear. This is where the crucial distinction between mere wishing and a purposeful prosperity mindset comes into play. Wishing is passive. It's often tinged with doubt or desperation. A prosperity mindset, on the other hand, is active and intentional. It's about cultivating an unwavering belief in your ability to attract wealth, combined with a deep emotional resonance with the feeling of already having it. It's about knowing, not just hoping. To cultivate this powerful mindset, we engage in several key practices that align our energetic vibration with the frequency of abundance. Vivid visualization. This is far more than daydreaming. Visualization is the conscious act of creating detailed mental images of your desired financial reality and immersing yourself in the feelings associated with it. Don't just see the money, feel the relief, the joy, the freedom that comes with it. Imagine how your life would change if you had the financial abundance you desire. Say yourself making wise investments, giving generously, experiencing new opportunities, and living a life of comfort and purpose. Engage all your senses. What would you hear? What would you smell? What emotions would surge through you? The more real and emotionally charged your visualization, the more powerful it becomes, sending a clear, high-frequency signal to the universe. Do this consistently, daily, preferably when your mind is calm and receptive, like just before sleep or upon waking. Powerful affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements declared with conviction to reprogram your subconscious mind. These aren't empty words, they are conscious declarations designed to override old, limiting beliefs. Instead of I struggle with money, you'd affirm, money flows to me easily and effortlessly. Instead of I can't afford that, you'd declare, I am a magnet for abundance, and all my financial needs are met. The key is to choose affirmations that resonate with you and to say them with genuine feeling. Repeat them throughout your day. Write them down, or even record them and listen back. The consistent repetition, infused with emotion, gradually shifts your internal dialogue and energetic blueprint. Make sure your affirmations are in the present tense, as if the desired reality is already here. For example, I am financially free, or I have more than enough money for all my needs and desires. Gratitude journaling for financial abundance. We touched on gratitude earlier, but its application within the prosperity mindset deserves special emphasis. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrational emotions. When you feel genuinely grateful for what you already have, you are literally vibrating at the frequency of abundance. Keep a dedicated financial gratitude journal every day. Write down specific things you are grateful for related to money, no matter how small. It could be the coffee you can afford, the roof over your head, the income you currently have, even the opportunity to learn about these principles. The act of consciously acknowledging and appreciating current abundant signals to the universe that you are ready for more. It shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's flowing, and in doing so, amplifies that flow. The beauty of these practices lies in their cumulative effect. Each time you visualize, affirm, or express gratitude, you are reinforcing a new neural pathway in your brain and a new energetic pathway in your life. You are literally rewiring your brain for wealth. Let's illustrate this with the inspiring journey of a young woman named Emily. Emily had always dreamt of being a successful, independent consultant, but she constantly felt stuck in low-paying jobs. Her inner monologue was plagued with doubts. I'm not experienced enough. Clients won't pay me what I'm worth. There's too much competition. She knew about the law of attraction, but found herself just wishing, without truly believing. After a period of deep introspection and realizing her internal blocks, Emily committed to cultivating a true prosperity mindset. Every morning, before even checking her phone, she would spend 15 minutes visualizing. She didn't just see herself with money. She saw herself confidently leading client meetings, celebrating successful projects, feeling the freedom of setting her own hours, and generously investing in her personal growth. She imagined the feeling of her bank account steadily growing and the peace of mind it brought. Throughout her day, she would use affirmations. Instead of lamenting her current job, she'd silently repeat, I am a highly valued and sought-after expert. Abundance flows to me from expected and unexpected sources. I joyfully serve my clients and am generously compensated. She even created a vision board filled with images representing her ideal consulting business and lifestyle. Crucially, Emily started her financial gratitude journal. Even when money was tight, she made a point of writing down every positive financial interaction. Grateful for the coffee I enjoyed today. Grateful for the internet connection that allows me to research. Grateful for the small bonus I received last month. This practice shifted her focus from perpetual lack to emerging abundance. The transformation wasn't instantaneous, but it was undeniable. Within 3 months, Emily started receiving inquiries from clients she hadn't actively pursued. She found the courage to pitch higher rates, and to her surprise, they were accepted. Her confidence soared, which in turn attracted even more opportunities. She started networking more effectively, feeling genuinely empowered rather than desperate. Within a year and a half, Emily had successfully launched her independent consulting business, consistently attracting high-value clients and earning more than she ever had in her previous corporate roles. She was not only financially secure, but also deeply fulfilled. Knowing that she had consciously created this reality, Emily's story is a powerful testament to the fact that when you consistently align your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs with abundance, the universe conspires to bring it into your experience. It's not about magic, it's about mastering your own energetic frequency. The law of attraction isn't something you do, it's something you are. By adopting a prosperity mindset through practices like visualization, affirmations, and gratitude, you are essentially becoming a vibrational match for the wealth you desire. And as we transition to our next point, we'll see how gratitude, in particular, is not just a practice, but the ultimate key to unlocking an even greater flow of prosperity. Acting as a direct pathway to cosmic abundance, we've explored how money is a vibrant energy and how our mindset shapes its flow. Now, let's zoom in on, perhaps the single most powerful, high vibrational emotion that can profoundly alter your financial reality: gratitude. While we touched upon it as a component of the prosperity mindset, its significance warrants a deeper dive. Gratitude is not just a nice feeling, it's a magnetic force, the ultimate key to unlocking an endless flow of prosperity and abundance in your life. Why is gratitude so potent? It all boils down to energetic frequency. Every emotion carries a specific vibrational frequency. Fear, worry, resentment, and lack all vibrate at low frequencies. Joy, love, appreciation, and gratitude, conversely, vibrate at incredibly high frequencies. The law of attraction dictates that like attracts like. Therefore, when you consistently embody gratitude, you are essentially broadcasting a powerful, high-frequency signal to the universe that says, "I have enough, I am thankful, and I am ready for more." This positive vibrational output acts like a beacon, attracting more circumstances, opportunities, and resources that match that feeling of abundance. Think of it this way: the universe is constantly mirroring your internal state. If you are perpetually focused on what you lack, the bills you can't pay, the income you don't have, the things you wish you owned, you are sending a signal of not enough. The universe, being a neutral responder, simply reflects that not enough back to you. However, when you shift your focus to what you do have, no matter how small, and genuinely feel thankful for it, you activate the principle of expansion. What you appreciate appreciates. What you focus your gratitude on grows. This mechanism isn't magical thinking, it's a deep energetic truth. When you're grateful, your brain releases neurochemicals like dopamine and serotonin, which not only make you feel good, but also enhance your ability to perceive opportunities and be more open to receiving. Gratitude literally shifts your perception from scarcity to possibility. It moves you out of a contracted state of fear and into an expansive state of receiving. So, how do we practically apply this understanding to unlock financial flow? It begins with consciously practicing gratitude for what you already possess. No matter how meager it might seem, this can be challenging, especially when you're facing financial difficulties. Your mind might argue, "How can I be grateful when I'm struggling?" But this is precisely when gratitude is most crucial. It's about finding even the smallest flickers of financial security or comfort and amplifying them. Here are concrete ways to practice gratitude for financial abundance. The daily financial gratitude scan. Every morning or evening, take a few minutes to consciously scan your financial world and identify things to be grateful for. This isn't just about large sums of money. It could be the comfortable bed you sleep in, the food in your fridge, the electricity that powers your home, the fact that you have a job, even if it's not your dream job, the small amount of cash in your wallet, the ability to purchase a cup of coffee, the fact that you have a roof over your head, the phone or computer you're using to access this content, even the challenges you face, as they offer opportunities for growth and learning. The goal is to feel genuine appreciation for these elements, no matter how basic. The thank you money practice. Whenever you pay a bill, make a purchase, or receive money, consciously pause and express gratitude. When paying a bill, instead of grumbling, say or think, "Thank you, money, for the service you provided. Thank you for electricity. Thank you for water. Thank you for keeping me connected." This transforms a perceived outgoing of money into an acknowledgement of the value you received. It shifts your energy from resentment to appreciation. When receiving money, as soon as money comes into your possession, whether it's a paycheck, a refund, or a gift, take a moment to truly appreciate it. Hold it in your hand. Or visualize your bank balance. Say, "Thank you, money, for flowing into my life. I welcome more of you." This creates a positive, energetic embrace for incoming funds. The dedicated abundance gratitude journal. This is a powerful tool to solidify your gratitude practice. Each day, write down at least 3 to 5 specific things related to money or abundance for which you are genuinely grateful. Be detailed. Instead of "I'm grateful for money," write, "I'm grateful for the unexpected refund that helped me cover my car repair, showing me that the universe provides." Or, "I'm grateful for my steady paycheck that allows me to care for my family and enjoy a comfortable home." The act of writing solidifies the feeling and reinforces the positive neural pathways. Visualize with gratitude. When you visualize your desired financial future as discussed in Part 2, infuse it with deep gratitude. Don't just see yourself having money. Feel the profound thankfulness for it. Imagine the feeling of giving generously, of being financially free, and let that feeling of gratitude wash over you. This amplifies the power of your visualization. Let's look at a transformative story that powerfully illustrates the impact of gratitude. Maria was a single mother working multiple part-time jobs, constantly living paycheck to paycheck. She was perpetually stressed about money, and her inner monologue was a constant litany of "I don't have enough. I'm always struggling, and things never get better." She felt trapped in a cycle of scarcity. One day, Maria stumbled upon an audiobook about gratitude. Skeptical but desperate, she decided to try it. Her first entries in her gratitude journal felt forced. She'd write, "Grateful I have a job," but secretly, her mind would add, "even though it barely pays the bills." However, she persisted. She started small, being grateful for the hot water for her shower, the working car that got her to one of her jobs, the warmth of her children's hugs. Gradually, she pushed herself to find more financial specifics to be grateful for. Grateful for the $5 I found in my old coat pocket. Grateful for the half-price sale on groceries that saved me a few dollars. Grateful for the client who paid me on time this week. As she consistently listed these small acts of financial grace, a subtle shift began to occur within her. Her focus started moving from what was lacking to what was present. The nagging anxiety began to lessen. Then, things started to happen. An old friend contacted her with a surprise offer for a well-paying, flexible freelance project, perfectly fitting into her schedule. The forgotten tax refund arrived in the mail. A neighbor, noticing her struggling, offered to help with childcare for free a few hours a week. These weren't massive, life-altering windfalls overnight, but a steady stream of small blessings that cumulatively made a huge difference. Maria started to feel lighter, more hopeful, and genuinely more abundant. She realized that by acknowledging and appreciating the small amounts of money and support that were already flowing into her life, she had opened the energetic floodgates for more. Her initial skepticism turned into profound conviction. Maria's experience teaches us that gratitude isn't about being naive or ignoring challenges. It's about shifting your energetic set point. It's about recognizing that even in scarcity, there are seeds of abundance to be found and nurtured. When you activate gratitude, you change your vibrational frequency, making yourself receptive to the positive flow that the universe is constantly ready to offer. Embracing gratitude for money transforms your entire relationship with it. It moves you from a place of fear and contraction to one of openness and expansion. It creates a powerful feedback loop. The more grateful you are for what you have, the more the universe provides for you to be grateful for. It is the ultimate antidote to the scarcity mindset and the most direct pathway to manifesting financial prosperity. With this powerful key of gratitude in hand, we are now perfectly positioned to understand how to keep the flow of abundance circulating. Which brings us to the profound universal principle of giving and receiving. We've journeyed through understanding money as energy and the profound power of gratitude to attract it. Now, Let's explore another fundamental universal principle that governs the flow of abundance, the law of giving and receiving. This isn't just about charity or philanthropy, it's a dynamic, energetic exchange. A cosmic dance where the act of giving opens the channels for receiving, creating a continuous, self-sustaining cycle of prosperity. Many people view giving and receiving as separate, even opposing actions. They see giving as a depletion of resources and receiving as an accumulation. However, from an energetic perspective, they are two sides of the same coin, intrinsically linked parts of a single, continuous flow. Imagine a breath you can't just inhale, you must also exhale. Similarly, in the realm of financial energy, a constant intake without any outflow leads to stagnation, just as constant outflow without any intake leads to depletion. For true abundance to flourish, there must be a harmonious balance between giving and receiving. This principle is often encapsulated in the timeless wisdom, "As you sow, so shall you reap." This isn't a punitive law, but a principle of cause and effect applied to the energetic realm. When you sow seeds of generosity, contribution, and value, you are, by universal design, setting in motion a harvest of abundance that will return to you in kind. The universe operates on reciprocity. It's not a one-way street. When you give, you create a vacuum that the universe rushes to fill, often with far more than you initially gave. The key to unlocking this law's power lies in the mindset and intention behind your giving. It's not about giving out of obligation, fear, or a desire for immediate return. That kind of giving is still rooted in scarcity. True giving, the kind that activates the law of giving and receiving, comes from a place of abundance, joy, and a genuine desire to contribute. It's about sharing your energy, whether it's money, time, knowledge, or kindness, with an open heart, trusting that the universe is infinitely abundant and will always provide. Let's break down the mechanics and various forms of giving. Giving money with conscious intention. This is perhaps the most direct form of financial giving. This can include tithing or conscious donations, setting aside a percentage of your income, e.g., 10% to donate to causes, charities, spiritual organizations, or individuals you wish to support. The specific percentage is less important than the consistent, joyful act. This act declares to the universe, "I have more than enough, I can share." Investing in others, supporting small businesses, buying from local artisans, or even simply tipping generously for good service. These actions circulate money with positive energy. Random acts of financial kindness, paying for a stranger's coffee, leaving an unexpectedly large tip, or anonymously helping someone in need. These spontaneous acts of generosity are incredibly powerful for shifting your own energy of abundance. The crucial element here is the feeling. If you donate begrudgingly, feeling like you're losing money, the energetic signal you send is one of lack. But if you give with joy, believing in the good your money will do, you are aligning with abundance and setting yourself up for greater receiving. Giving time and knowledge. Financial giving isn't the only way to activate this law. Your time, skills, and knowledge are equally valuable forms of energy. Volunteering for a cause you care about, mentoring someone, sharing your expertise to help others, or simply offering a listening ear are all powerful acts of giving. When you generously share your non-monetary resources, you create space for other forms of abundance to flow into your life, including financial opportunities. This often leads to unexpected connections, new ideas, and pathways to prosperity that weren't visible before. Giving with an expectation of receiving but not attachment. This can be a tricky nuance. The goal isn't to give with an ulterior motive, e.g., "I'll give $100 so I can get $1,000 back tomorrow." That's manipulative and lacks the pure intention needed. However, It's perfectly healthy to understand and trust the universal principle that giving does initiate receiving. You give knowing that the universe will reciprocate. But you release attachment to how or when that reciprocation will occur. You trust the intelligence of the universe to bring it back to you in the highest and best way. Let's consider the story of David. A moderately successful real estate agent, he was good at his job, but often felt a lingering sense of financial anxiety. Always worried about the next commission. He was generally careful with his money, rarely splurging or donating significantly. He believed in saving every penny for a rainy day. One day, he attended a community event where local nonprofits were seeking support. He felt a strong pull towards a small organization that provided housing assistance to single mothers. Despite his initial hesitation about giving away his hard-earned money, he decided to make a modest, one-time donation, genuinely moved by their mission. He didn't expect anything in return. He simply felt good about contributing to a cause he believed in. A few weeks later, something interesting happened. A long-lost acquaintance from his past called him out of the blue, expressing interest in selling their large commercial property. This was an unexpected, high-value listing that David wouldn't have ordinarily had access to. The deal went through smoothly, bringing him a significant commission, far more than his initial donation. This wasn't a coincidence. David started to consciously connect the dots. He continued to donate a small percentage of each commission to the housing charity. But this time, he did so with an even deeper sense of joy and trust. He began to see his donations not as expenditures, but as energetic investments in the universe's abundant flow. He also started volunteering his time to mentor new agents, sharing his knowledge freely, without expecting anything. The more David gave, the more effortlessly clients seemed to appear. Referrals increased, and deals closed with greater ease. His initial scarcity mindset about saving for a rainy day transformed into an abundance mindset of the more I give, the more the universe gives back. He realized that by holding on to money too tightly, he was actually creating a dam in his financial flow. By opening his hands and letting some of it go with loving intention, he unleashed a torrent of new opportunities and financial blessings. His business not only thrived, but he also felt a profound sense of purpose and fulfillment he hadn't experienced before. David's experience beautifully illustrates the power of conscious giving. It's not about losing money, it's about activating a universal law that brings more back to you. When you engage in the act of giving with a pure heart and a knowing that you are participating in the grand design of the universe, you become a powerful magnet for reciprocal abundance. It's a dynamic cycle where the act of giving cultivates a deep sense of trust in the universe, which in turn reinforces your belief in infinite supply. Understanding and actively participating in the law of giving and receiving transforms your relationship with money from one of fear and scarcity to one of faith and flow. It teaches you that true wealth isn't measured by how much you accumulate, but by how much you allow to circulate. And as we embrace this continuous flow, our journey into conscious wealth next requires us to address any energetic blockages that might be impeding this natural circulation, leading us to the vital practice of financial clearing and energetic detoxification. We've embraced money as energy, understood its reflection in our self-worth, debunked false beliefs, cultivated a prosperity mindset, and learned the power of conscious giving. Now, as we continue our journey towards holistic financial well-being, we must address a crucial aspect: identifying and releasing the energetic blockages or knots that can impede the free flow of prosperity. Just as a river can become dammed or polluted, your financial energy can get stuck, stagnant, or even repel abundance if not consciously cleared. This process, which we can call financial clearing and detoxification, is vital for creating an unobstructed pathway for wealth to flow into your life. What exactly are these energetic blocks? They are often unprocessed, negative emotions related to money. These can manifest as fear, anxiety, anger, resentment, guilt, shame, or even envy. Perhaps you experienced financial trauma in the past, a significant loss, a period of deep debt, or a betrayal involving money. Without conscious acknowledgement and release, these experiences can embed themselves in your energetic field, creating a vibrational frequency that keeps you locked in a cycle of similar struggles. Your mind might be saying, "I want money," but your subconscious, holding on to old emotional pain, might be screaming, "Money equals pain," or "I'm not safe with money." This creates a powerful internal conflict that repels the very thing you desire. Let's look at some common energetic blocks and how they manifest fear of scarcity. This is perhaps the most prevalent block. It manifests as constant worry about not enough, hoarding, an inability to spend, even on necessary things, or always expecting the worst financially. This fear creates a tight, contracted energy that chokes off the flow of abundance. Guilt or shame about money. Some people feel guilty about having money, especially if their family or community struggled. They might feel ashamed of their financial success or unconsciously believe they don't deserve it. This can lead to self-sabotage, giving away money impulsively, or finding ways to deplete their resources. Resentment towards money or the wealthy. Holding on to anger or bitterness towards money, perhaps believing it causes problems, or towards wealthy individuals. Thinking they are corrupt or undeserving creates a strong energetic repulsion. You cannot attract what you resent. Unprocessed financial trauma, a past bankruptcy, a business failure, a significant loss of savings, or even childhood experiences of extreme poverty can leave deep energetic scars. If these experiences aren't processed and released, they can create a constant underlying fear that prevents you from taking healthy financial risks or embracing new opportunities. Feeling unworthy. As discussed earlier, a low sense of self-worth is a major block. If you don't believe you are worthy of receiving abundance, you will subconsciously push it away. So, how do we identify and liberate ourselves from these emotional and energetic blockages? The process involves conscious self-inquiry and practical techniques for emotional release. Acknowledge and pinpoint the emotion. The first step is awareness. When you think about money, what emotions arise? Take a moment to sit quietly and simply observe. Do you feel a knot in your stomach, a tightness in your chest? Is there a recurring negative thought pattern? Don't judge these feelings, simply acknowledge them. Ask yourself, when did I first feel this way about money, or what event in my past might have caused this feeling? Journaling can be incredibly effective here, allowing you to freely write about your financial fears, anxieties, and past experiences without censorship. Emotional Freedom Technique (EFT). Tapping EFT is a powerful psychological acupressure technique that involves tapping on specific meridian points on the body while focusing on a particular emotional or physical issue. It helps to clear emotional blockages and rebalance the body's energy system. For financial clearing, you would focus on a specific fear, e.g., even though I have this fear of not having enough money, I deeply and completely accept myself. While tapping through the points, there are many guided EFT videos available online specifically for money blocks. This technique helps to unwire the negative emotional charge from the memory or belief. Visualization for release and clearing. Just as you visualize for attraction, you can visualize for release. Imagine your fear, guilt, or resentment as a dark cloud or heavy object within your energetic field. Then, visualize yourself consciously releasing it, perhaps by breathing it out, watching it dissolve into light, or symbolically cutting cords that tie you to it. You can also imagine a cleansing light or water washing through your financial energy field, purifying and clearing any stagnation. Writing for forgiveness and release. Write a letter to money itself, to past financial mistakes, to people who might have wronged you financially, or even to yourself for past missteps. You don't need to send these letters. The act of writing is a powerful release. Express all your anger, sadness, fear, and regret. Then, consciously choose to forgive yourself, others, and the situations, and to release the emotional burden. This act of forgiveness is not condoning past actions, but liberating yourself from their energetic hold. Energetic decluttering of your space. Our external environment often reflects our internal state. Take a look at your financial documents, bills, and even your wallet. Are they organized or chaotic? A messy physical space can contribute to chaotic financial energy. Dedicate time to organizing your financial papers, creating a clear system for bills and receipts, and even tidying up your wallet or purse. This act of creating order externally can help create order internally and signal to the universe that you are ready for clear, organized financial flow. Consider the journey of Maria different from the Maria in the gratitude example. A woman who, despite having a good job, always felt overwhelmed and anxious about money. Every time her bank balance grew, she'd feel an irrational urge to spend it, almost as if she couldn't tolerate having too much. She also carried a deep-seated resentment towards wealthy people, believing they were all greedy. This often led to impulsive, self-sabotaging financial decisions. Through introspection, Maria traced these feelings back to her childhood. Her family had suddenly lost everything during an economic downturn, and she vividly remembered the fear and shame her parents experienced. Unconsciously, she had associated money with pain and loss, and wealth with the kind of greedy people she blamed for her family's misfortune. This trauma had created a powerful energetic block. Maria decided to undertake a conscious financial clearing. She started with a daily journaling practice, pouring out all her childhood fears and resentment towards the system and the rich. She cried. She raged. She expressed her deep-seated fear of losing everything again. Then, she started practicing EFT, tapping on her chest and head while repeating statements like, "Even though I'm terrified of losing money, I choose to feel safe and secure now. And even though I resent the wealthy, I choose to understand money as a tool for good." She also physically decluttered her financial life. She organized old bills, set up automatic payments, and created a simple budget she could stick to. This external order helped quiet some of her internal chaos. Over several months, Maria noticed a profound shift. The anxious knot in her stomach began to loosen. The urge to impulsively spend when her account was full diminished. She started seeing wealthy individuals not just as greedy, but as complex human beings, some of whom used their money for incredible good. She even found herself genuinely excited to save and invest, something she had never felt before. The old, painful association between money and loss had finally begun to dissolve. This newfound inner peace translated into more conscious financial decisions and, predictably, a more stable and growing financial situation. Maria's experience underscores the vital importance of releasing energetic blockages. It's not enough to simply desire money. You must also be energetically prepared to receive and hold it. By confronting and releasing past emotional wounds and limiting beliefs, you create clear pathways for abundance to flow effortlessly into your life. You transform your internal landscape from one of resistance to one of receptivity, allowing the universal current of prosperity to flow unimpeded. And with these blockages addressed, we are now ready to fully embrace the infinite supply that awaits us. By consciously connecting with the very source of all abundance, the universal flow itself, we've progressively peeled back the layers of our relationship with money, moving from understanding it as energy, addressing our internal reflections, debunking false beliefs, harnessing positive mindsets, practicing the art of giving, and clearing energetic blockages. Now, we arrive at a truly expansive concept, consciously connecting with the universe's infinite flow of prosperity. This is about recognizing that abundance isn't something you create out of nothing, but rather something you tap into from an already existing, limitless supply. The very essence of the universe is abundance. Look around you. Nature doesn't operate from scarcity. A single tree produces thousands of seeds. A single fruit holds countless potential trees. The stars in the sky are innumerable. The oceans, unfathomable. The concept of not enough is largely a human construct, a societal program. The universe, in its true nature, is an inexhaustible reservoir of all things. Your ability to attract money and all forms of prosperity isn't about conjuring something from thin air, but about aligning your frequency with this already existing, boundless source. To truly connect with this infinite flow, you must first cultivate a profound understanding and belief that the universe is a benevolent and unlimited supplier. This means letting go of the ingrained fear of scarcity, the idea that resources are limited and you have to fight for your piece of the pie. Instead, embrace the knowing that there is more than enough for everyone, and that when you open yourself to receive, the universe delights in providing. This isn't passive waiting, it's active receptivity. Here are key practices to help you forge and strengthen this vital connection. Meditation for connection and expansion. Meditation is not just for stress reduction, it's a powerful tool for aligning with universal energy. Dedicate time each day to sit in silence, focusing on your breath. Then, visualize yourself as an open conduit, receiving unlimited energy and abundance from the universe. Focus on the feeling of expansion. Imagine your energy expanding outwards, merging with the vastness of the cosmos. Visualize a golden light. See a radiant golden light representing universal abundance flowing from above, entering your crown chakra, filling every cell of your being, and then expanding outwards, encompassing your finances, your projects, and your entire life. Affirm during meditation. Silently repeat affirmations like, I am one with the infinite abundance of the universe. The universe is my unlimited source. Or I am a divine channel for prosperity. The goal is to move from a feeling of separation or striving to a feeling of oneness and effortless receiving, trusting your intuition and cosmic breadcrumbs. The universe constantly communicates with us, often through subtle nudges, gut feelings, synchronistic events, and what we might call cosmic breadcrumbs or signs. These are direct messages guiding you towards opportunities, solutions, or insights related to your financial flow. Pay attention to subtle urges. Do you suddenly feel compelled to call a specific person, research a new idea, or visit a certain place? These aren't random thoughts, they could be intuitive guidance. Notice synchronicity. Are you seeing the same number sequences repeatedly? E.g. Shiyi 333. Are you hearing snippets of conversation or seeing articles that perfectly answer a question you just had about your finances? These are often the universe confirming your alignment or pointing you in a specific direction. Distinguish intuition from fear. True intuition feels calm, clear, and expansive. Fear-based impulses often feel urgent, chaotic, or constricted. Practice discerning the difference. The more you listen and act on these intuitive nudges, the stronger your connection becomes. Surrender and release control. This is often the most challenging aspect for many. We are conditioned to believe we must control every outcome. However, true connection with universal flow involves a degree of surrender. It's about taking inspired action, but then releasing attachment to how the abundance will manifest. When you try to micromanage the universe, you effectively tell it that you don't trust its infinite wisdom. Actively let go. After you've set your intentions, taken action, and expressed gratitude, consciously release the outcome to the universe. Trust that it knows the perfect way, the perfect time, and the perfect form for your abundance to arrive. Practice patience and faith. The universe's timing may not align with your human timing. Maintain your high vibrational state of expectation and trust, even when there's no immediate external evidence. This deep faith is a powerful attractor. Let's illustrate with the inspiring journey of Robert, a talented freelance graphic designer who often struggled with inconsistent income. He'd hustle endlessly for clients, and when work was scarce, hit bonnets, falling into a state of worry and exhaustion. He believed he had to fight for every dollar. Robert began exploring spiritual principles and the idea of universal abundance. Initially, It felt foreign to his work hard, struggle harder mentality. However, he committed to a daily practice of meditation for connection. He would sit for 20 minutes, visualizing himself as a clear channel, with streams of vibrant, golden light representing creative ideas, new clients, and financial flow entering him and emanating outwards. He focused on feeling a sense of effortless provision. During one such meditation, he had a strong intuitive nudge to revisit an old portfolio website he had neglected for years. It felt random, but he decided to follow it. He spent an afternoon updating it, not expecting anything. A few days later, while sipping coffee, he overheard a conversation at a cafe about a major tech company looking for a designer for a unique, large-scale project. He felt another strong, intuitive push to approach them. Despite his usual shyness, he introduced himself and mentioned his updated portfolio. To his astonishment, the company's creative director was impressed by his work, particularly a niche style he had almost removed from his portfolio. They were precisely looking for someone with that specific aesthetic. Robert landed the contract, which was not only the largest of his career, but also aligned perfectly with his creative passion. It didn't feel like a struggle, it felt like a joyful unfolding. This experience cemented Robert's belief in connecting with the universe's flow. He continued his meditation practice and cultivated a deep trust in his intuition. He learned to distinguish between fear-driven urgency and the calm, guiding whispers of his inner wisdom. He also practiced surrendering control over how opportunities would arrive, focusing instead on showing up authentically and consistently vibrating at a high frequency of expectation and gratitude. As a result, Robert's freelance business flourished. He no longer felt the constant need to hustle and chase. Instead, he felt guided, as if opportunities were naturally finding their way to him. He was attracting more clients who valued his work, projects that excited him, and his income became not just consistent, but abundant, allowing him to hire a small team and take on more meaningful projects. He realized that true financial freedom came not from wresting resources from the world, but from aligning with the abundant source that permeates all of existence. Robert's journey illustrates that when you learn to connect with the universe's abundant flow, you move beyond the limitations of your individual effort and tap into an infinitely larger intelligence. It's about opening your channels, trusting the process, and allowing the natural currents of prosperity to carry you towards your highest good. This profound connection not only enhances your financial life, but deepens your spiritual journey, reminding you that you are an integral part of a generous and supportive cosmos. With this expansive connection established, we are now poised to truly integrate our financial goals with our deepest purpose, recognizing that money becomes most powerful when aligned with our core values. We've explored the dynamic nature of money as energy, how our internal state influences its flow, and the power of connecting with universal abundance. Now, let's bring these threads together with a deeply personal and crucial aspect: aligning your financial goals with your core values and deepest life purpose. Money, at its most powerful, isn't just about accumulation. It's a profound tool that amplifies your ability to live a life of meaning, integrity, and impact. When your financial pursuits are disconnected from what truly matters to you, even significant wealth can feel empty or unsatisfying. Conversely, when money becomes an instrument to express your authentic self and contribute to the world, it transforms from a source of stress into a catalyst for profound fulfillment. Your core values are the fundamental beliefs and principles that guide your decisions, shape your character, and define what is most important to you in life. These might include freedom, security, creativity, contribution, family, health, integrity, adventure, community, or learning. When your actions, including your financial actions, are in harmony with these values, you experience a sense of peace, alignment, and purpose, when they are out of sync, you feel internal friction, dissatisfaction, and a sense of unease. Regardless of your external achievements, many people fall into the trap of pursuing money for money's sake, or because of societal pressures to achieve a certain level of wealth. They might chase promotions, invest in ventures they don't believe in, or work endless hours in jobs they dislike, all in the name of financial gain. But if their core values are, for example, time with family and creative expression, this pursuit of money can lead to burnout, strained relationships, and a feeling of being unfulfilled. Even if the bank account looks healthy, the money might be there, but the joy and purpose are missing. Here's how to ensure your financial endeavors become an extension of your truest self. Identify your core values. This is the foundational step. Take time for deep self-reflection. Ask yourself, what truly matters to me? Beyond external achievements, what principles do I refuse to compromise on? What experiences bring me the most profound joy and meaning? What kind of legacy do I want to leave? If money were no object, how would I spend my time and energy? This question can often reveal hidden values. Make a list of 5 to 7 core values. Examples might be freedom, security, contribution, creativity, love, growth, adventure, integrity, health, family, community. Assess your current financial activities against your values. Once you have your core values, honestly evaluate your current income streams, spending habits, and financial goals. Does your current job or business align with your values? For instance, if environmental sustainability is a core value, but your work contributes to pollution, there's a misalignment. Do your spending habits reflect your values? If health is a core value, are you investing in nutritious food and fitness, or spending indiscriminately on things that don't serve your well-being? Are your savings and investments supporting businesses or industries that align with your values, or are they purely profit-driven? Regardless of ethical considerations, this assessment isn't about judgment, but about awareness. It highlights areas where you might be operating out of alignment, creating energetic friction. Redefine money as a tool for value expression. Shift your perception of money from an end goal to a powerful tool that enables you to live your values more fully. If freedom is a value, money can buy time and choices, allowing you to pursue your passions or travel. If contribution is a value, money can be used for philanthropy, starting a social enterprise, or supporting causes you believe in. If creativity is a value, money can fund courses, materials, or dedicated time to develop your craft. When you frame money this way, it stops being an external pursuit and becomes an internal expression, infused with deeper meaning. Create a personal financial mission statement. Just as businesses have mission statements, create one for your financial life. This statement should articulate how money serves your highest values and purpose. Example: my financial abundance allows me to live with unwavering freedom, dedicating my time to creative expression, and generously contributing to the education of underprivileged children globally. This mission statement acts as a compass, guiding your financial decisions and ensuring they are always in alignment with your authentic self. Review it regularly and let it inspire your financial planning. Let's consider the transformative journey of John, a highly successful investment banker. From an early age, John was driven by the pursuit of wealth, equating it with success and validation. He worked grueling hours, sacrificing his health and personal relationships, all for the big bonuses and the prestige of his firm. He achieved significant financial success, large sums of money, luxury cars, an impressive home. Yet, despite all this, he felt an undeniable emptiness, a nagging sense of dissatisfaction. He often felt anxious, isolated, and strangely unfulfilled. One day, after a particularly stressful period, John collapsed from exhaustion, During his recovery, he had ample time for reflection. He began to question what truly mattered to him. Through deep introspection, he realized his core values were family connection, personal well-being, and making a tangible, positive impact on individual lives. His current life, driven purely by financial metrics and corporate demands, was in direct opposition to these values. His money was a barrier to connection. His work was destroying his well-being, and his impact felt abstract and detached from real people. This realization was a painful but profound wake-up call. John decided to make radical changes. He began by reevaluating his relationship with money. He didn't abandon his wealth. Instead, he redefined its purpose. He created a new financial mission statement. My financial resources are a blessing that allows me to build a strong, loving foundation for my family, invest in my physical and mental well-being, and empower others to achieve their full potential. He started by setting firm boundaries at work, consciously choosing to prioritize family time and exercise. He began to shift his investments towards companies that aligned with his values, ethical startups, renewable energy projects, and educational initiatives. He also started volunteering at a local mentorship program for at-risk youth, something he felt deeply passionate about. Eventually, John decided to leave his high-stress banking job, a move that initially terrified him. He used his accumulated wealth to start a small, impact investing firm, advising clients who wanted to invest in socially responsible ventures. The income was initially lower, but the quality of his life and his sense of purpose skyrocketed. He spent more time with his children, felt healthier, and derived immense satisfaction from helping businesses that were genuinely making a difference. The money he earned now felt infused with meaning and joy, because it was directly serving his deepest values. He was no longer pursuing money. He was using money to live his truth. John's story is a powerful testament to the fact that money without purpose is hollow. But money aligned with your core values is a catalyst for an extraordinarily rich and meaningful life. When you intentionally connect your financial activities to what you truly care about, you create a powerful energetic synergy. Your financial flow becomes vibrant, purposeful, and deeply satisfying. Because it's no longer just about numbers. It's about building a life that truly resonates with your soul and with your financial purpose clearly defined by your values. You are now ready to expand that purpose outwards, using your abundance to create a ripple effect of positive impact in the world. We've explored how aligning money with your core values transforms it from a mere commodity into a powerful tool for personal fulfillment. Now, let's expand that vision outward and delve into how you can consciously use money to create a positive impact on the world. This isn't just about charity, though that's certainly a part of it. It's about recognizing that your financial decisions have far-reaching ripple effects. And by directing your money with intention, you can become an active participant in building a more harmonious, just, and abundant world for everyone. Many people separate their financial lives from their desire to do good. They might think, I'll make my money first, and then I'll give back. However, the truth is that every dollar you earn, save, spend, and invest is already casting a vote for the kind of world you want to live in. When you buy a product, you support the company that made it. When you invest in a stock, you're funding that company's operations. When you donate, you empower an organization to pursue its mission. There's no such thing as a neutral financial decision. Every transaction carries an energetic signature and contributes to the collective consciousness. This brings us to the concept of conscious money or impact investing. It's about being mindful of where your money goes and aligning your financial choices with your deepest ethical and spiritual principles. It's about asking not just, what will this earn me, but also, what impact will this create? When you approach money with this elevated awareness, it becomes a powerful vehicle for positive change, reflecting your commitment to a world of greater good. Here are concrete ways to use money to create a positive impact. Conscious spending. Every purchase is an opportunity to support businesses and practices that align with your values. Support ethical and sustainable businesses. Seek out companies that prioritize fair labor practices. Environmental, sustainability, ethical sourcing, and community well-being. This might mean choosing local farmers markets over large supermarkets, or opting for products from certified B Corp. Invest in experiences, not just possessions. While material goods have their place, spending money on experiences, travel, learning, personal development, time with loved ones often creates more lasting joy, memories, and personal growth, which in turn can lead to more opportunities and abundance. Reduce wasteful spending. Mindful spending isn't about deprivation, but about eliminating consumption that doesn't genuinely serve you or align with your values. Reducing waste also has a positive environmental impact. Impact investing. This goes beyond traditional investing that solely focuses on financial returns. Impact investing seeks to generate positive, measurable social and environmental impact alongside a financial return. Socially responsible investing, SRI. This involves screening investments based on ethical guidelines. You might choose to invest in companies with strong environmental, social, and governance (ESG) practices, and avoid those involved in industries like tobacco, fossil fuels, or weapons. Direct impact investments. This could involve investing directly in social enterprises, microfinance initiatives, renewable energy projects, affordable housing, or companies focused on sustainable agriculture. These investments actively work to solve pressing global challenges. Community development. Financial institutions, CDFIs. These are local financial institutions that provide capital to underserved communities. Investing in a CDFI can directly support local businesses, job creation, and affordable housing in areas that need it most. Strategic philanthropy and generous giving. This is the direct act of giving money to causes you care about. Amplifying the principles of the law of giving and receiving. Donate to causes aligned with your values. If environmental protection is important to you, donate to conservation groups. If education is paramount, support schools or scholarship funds. Research organizations to ensure your donations are used effectively and align with your vision for impact. Consider regular, consistent giving, even small. Consistent donations can make a big difference over time and reinforce your mindset of abundance and contribution. Set up automatic transfers to your chosen charities. Empowerment-focused giving. Look for organizations that empower individuals and communities to become self-sufficient, rather than just providing handouts. This fosters long-term, sustainable change. Volunteer your time and skills, leveraging money for impact. Sometimes your money can facilitate your giving of time. For example, using money to pay for childcare so you can volunteer, or to travel to a place where your skills are desperately needed. The act of using money to create positive impact isn't just altruistic. It's deeply self-serving in the most positive sense. When you contribute to something larger than yourself, you experience a profound sense of purpose, joy, and interconnectedness. This elevates your energetic vibration, further attracting abundance into your life. The universe tends to reward those who use its resources wisely and for the highest good. The joy you feel from giving, the positive energy you generate through conscious spending, and the alignment you experience through impact investing all come back to you multifold, often in unexpected ways. Let's look at the inspiring journey of a young couple, Alex and Sarah. They had worked hard, saved diligently, and achieved a comfortable level of financial stability relatively early in their lives. Initially, their focus was purely on personal accumulation, a bigger house, nicer cars, more exotic vacations. While they enjoyed these things, they both felt a subtle undercurrent of dissatisfaction, a sense that something was missing. they realized their lives, despite their wealth, lacked a deeper meaning. Through a journey of self-discovery, they identified their shared core values: environmental stewardship, community empowerment, and innovation for social good. They then decided to consciously align their money with these values. First, they revamped their spending habits. They started buying from local businesses that championed sustainable practices. They invested in solar panels for their home and switched to an electric car, not just for savings, but to reduce their carbon footprint. They consciously chose ethical brands for their clothes and household goods, even if they were slightly more expensive, understanding they were voting with their dollars. Next, they dived into impact investing. Instead of traditional stock market investments, they sought out investment funds that focused on renewable energy startups, clean water initiatives, and sustainable agriculture technology. They also made a significant loan to a local nonprofit through a CDFI, helping them acquire a building to expand their job training programs for at-risk youth. Finally, they structured their philanthropy with intention. They identified a few key environmental organizations and community initiatives that aligned with their values and committed to regular, significant donations. They didn't just write checks, they got involved, volunteering their time and expertise, seeing their money as a catalyst for the change they wanted to see. The shift in Alex and Sarah's lives was remarkable. Their financial well-being remained strong, but their sense of joy and fulfillment skyrocketed. Money was no longer just about personal gain, it was about purpose. They found immense satisfaction in knowing that their wealth was actively contributing to solutions for climate change, supporting their local community, and fostering innovation. They met like-minded people through their new ventures and philanthropy, enriching their lives in unexpected ways. Their generosity also seemed to open doors to new, exciting financial opportunities that they hadn't even sought out. They truly experienced the truth that the more consciously you give, the more effortlessly you receive. Alex and Sarah's story beautifully illustrates that using money to create positive impact isn't a sacrifice, it's an expansion of. It transforms your relationship with wealth from transactional to transformational. When your money becomes an expression of your highest values and a force for good in the world, it generates a powerful, energetic resonance, drawing even more abundance, joy, and meaning into your life. You become not just a recipient of prosperity, but a co-creator of a more vibrant and thriving world. This conscious act of contribution is a powerful demonstration of the universal abundance that is always available, leading us naturally to see money as but one manifestation of a far grander concept, the complete and utter abundance of life itself. We've explored how money, as a vibrant spiritual energy, reflects our inner world, can be consciously given to create impact, and is powerfully attracted by our mindset. Now, it's time to elevate our understanding even further to recognize that money is not merely wealth in itself, but a powerful expression of the broader concept of abundance that permeates every facet of our lives. Many people narrowly define abundance solely in financial terms. Yet true abundance is a rich, multi-dimensional tapestry woven with threads of health, meaningful relationships, vibrant energy, ample time, boundless opportunities, and profound joy. When we broaden our definition of abundance, our relationship with money transforms from a singular focus into a harmonious component of a much richer life. The universe doesn't operate in silos. The flow of one form of abundance often influences another. If you constantly feel short on time, it can impact your ability to earn money or invest in your well-being. If your health is compromised, your capacity to enjoy or even generate wealth diminishes. Conversely, when you cultivate abundance in one area, say, through strong, supportive relationships, it often creates ripples that positively affect your financial life through unexpected opportunities, emotional resilience, or shared resources. Money, in this context, becomes a tangible manifestation of your overall alignment with the abundant nature of the cosmos. It is a conduit, an amplifier, and a measuring stick. But it is not the source of all abundance. The source is the universe itself, and your connection to it. To truly grasp money as an expression of abundance, we must first expand our definition of what abundance truly means. It's about moving beyond the balance in your bank account and acknowledging the wealth that already exists in every corner of your existence. Abundance of time. Do you feel perpetually rushed and overwhelmed? Or do you perceive that you have ample time for your passions, rest, and connection? Time, like money, is a finite resource in its daily measure, but an infinite concept in its potential for experience. Abundance of health and vitality. Your physical and mental well-being are paramount forms of wealth. Without health, even vast financial resources cannot buy true enjoyment or peace. A body filled with energy and a mind with clarity are invaluable assets. Abundance of love and relationships. The richness of your connections with family, friends, and community is a priceless form of abundance. Supportive relationships provide emotional resilience, opportunities for growth, and a deep sense of belonging that money alone can never provide. Abundance of knowledge and skills. Your accumulated wisdom, education, talents, and abilities are incredible forms of wealth. These are assets that can't be taken away and often serve as the foundation for creating financial prosperity. Abundance of opportunities. The constant flow of new possibilities for growth, learning, connection, and creation is a profound indicator of abundance. Are you open to seeing and seizing these opportunities? Or do you dwell on perceived limitations? Abundance of nature and beauty. The ability to appreciate the natural world, the beauty around you, and the simple joys of existence. A sunset, a blooming flower, the sound of rain is a spiritual wealth that nourishes the soul. When you recognize and appreciate these various forms of abundance, you shift your overall energetic vibration to one of profound richness. This holistic view of abundance, in turn, enhances your ability to attract financial prosperity. Why? Because when you feel truly abundant in all areas of your life, you operate from a place of fullness, joy, and generosity, which are high-frequency emotions that naturally attract more. Money then becomes a tool that helps you amplify these existing forms of abundance. It can buy you time by outsourcing tasks, support your health through quality food or treatments, facilitate connections by funding travel to see loved ones, and enable learning through courses or experiences. A powerful practice to cultivate this expanded sense of abundance is the daily abundance scan. This is similar to gratitude journaling, but with an emphasis on actively identifying the diverse forms of abundance already present in your life. Each day, take a few moments to deliberately notice: what skills did I use today? Who showed me love or support? What beautiful things did I observe? What opportunities presented themselves? What aspects of my health am I grateful for? What moments of peace or time abundance did I experience? This conscious act of noticing retrains your brain to perceive abundance everywhere, effectively expanding your capacity to receive it in all forms, including financial. Consider the journey of Michael, a highly driven executive who had achieved significant financial success by his late 30s. He owned multiple properties, had a robust investment portfolio, and could afford any luxury he desired. Yet, despite his material wealth, Michael felt a profound sense of emptiness. He was constantly stressed, suffered from chronic sleep deprivation, had strained relationships with his family due to his work schedule, and rarely pursued any hobbies or interests outside of work. His health was deteriorating, and he often felt isolated and lonely. He had financial abundance, but very little of the other dimensions of true wealth. He was rich, but not truly abundant. One day, after a health scare, Michael realized that his pursuit of money had cost him dearly in other, more valuable forms of abundance. He embarked on a journey of self-discovery, where he began to redefine what richness meant to him. He realized his core desires were not just financial, but also for vibrant health, deep connection with his family, personal growth, and meaningful contribution. He started by consciously investing in his health, hiring a nutritionist, committing to a regular exercise routine, and prioritizing sleep. He began to dedicate specific, uninterrupted time each day to his family, even if it meant delegating more at work. He rekindled old friendships and actively sought out new connections by joining a local community group. He started taking online courses in philosophy, feeding his desire for personal growth and intellectual stimulation, and he began to use his financial resources to support a local youth mentorship program, finding immense joy in contribution. As Michael cultivated abundance in these neglected areas of his life, something remarkable happened to his financial flow. The pressure and stress he once felt around money lessened dramatically. He found himself making clearer, more intuitive investment decisions, new, exciting business opportunities that aligned with his broader values seemed to effortlessly present themselves. He realized that when he was in a state of overall abundance, healthy, connected, joyful, and purposeful, money flowed to him not as a result of desperate striving, but as a natural consequence of his elevated energetic state. He wasn't chasing money. He was radiating abundance. And money was simply one of its many expressions. Michael's story powerfully illustrates that focusing solely on financial accumulation at the expense of other forms of abundance can lead to a hollow victory. But when you recognize and cultivate abundance in all its multidimensional glory, in your health, relationships, time, and purpose, money then becomes a natural outcome, a welcome guest, and a powerful tool to amplify the already rich tapestry of your life. It's about moving from a linear pursuit of wealth to a holistic cultivation of a truly abundant existence, where money flows freely as a natural expression of your overall well-being and alignment. With this expansive view of abundance, we are now ready to tackle the practicalities of managing this multifaceted energy intelligently, ensuring its continuous and harmonious flow. We've expanded our understanding of money beyond mere material, recognizing it as vibrant spiritual energy, deeply connected to our inner world and the boundless flow of universal abundance. Now, it's time to ground these profound insights into practical action. How to manage this financial energy intelligently. This isn't just about budgeting or investing in the traditional sense. It's about consciously directing your money with awareness, purpose, and an understanding of its energetic nature to foster continuous flow and growth. Many people approach financial management from a place of fear or obligation. They budget out of dread of not having enough, save out of anxiety for the future, and spend with guilt. This fear-based approach, as we've learned, creates energetic blockages and repels abundance. Intelligent financial management, from a spiritual perspective, involves shifting this paradigm. It's about becoming a conscious steward of your resources, honoring every dollar as a unit of energy, and directing it towards your highest good and the greater good. Think of your money as a living, breathing entity. How you treat it, where you send it, and the energy you infuse into it will determine its behavior and its ability to multiply and flow. When you manage money intelligently, you're not just controlling numbers, you're nurturing a vital, energetic current. Here are key aspects of managing your financial energy intelligently. Building a budget as an energetic flow plan. Traditional budgeting often feels restrictive, a chore born of scarcity. But when you view your budget as an energetic flow plan, it transforms into a powerful tool for conscious creation. This isn't about rigid deprivation, but about intentional allocation. Conscious allocation assigns every dollar a purpose, instead of just groceries. Think nourishment for my body and family. Instead of rent, I think safe, comfortable home, a sanctuary for my well-being. This infuses your spending with positive intention. Vision-based budgeting. Align your spending with your core values and vision for an abundant life. If travel is a value, allocate funds for it joyfully. If personal growth is key, set aside money for courses or books. This ensures your money is actively supporting your desired life, making the budget an empowering tool rather than a restrictive one. Joyful spending category. Create a specific category for discretionary spending that brings you pure joy. Without guilt, this acknowledges that money is also for enjoyment and celebration, ensuring you don't feel deprived and thus create energetic resistance. Investing in yourself and what brings lasting value. This is perhaps the most intelligent way to direct your financial energy. Money invested in yourself, your growth, and things that appreciate not just financially, but in terms of quality of life, creates a powerful compounding effect. Skill development and education. Invest in courses, workshops, or mentors that enhance your skills. Expand your knowledge and increase your earning potential. This is a direct investment in your human capital, which is your most valuable asset. Health and well-being. Allocate funds for quality food, fitness, mental health support, and preventative care. A healthy body and mind are foundational to sustainable prosperity and the energy to pursue your goals. Quality over quantity. Rather than accumulating many cheap items, invest in fewer, higher quality possessions that last longer, serve you better, and bring more lasting satisfaction. This reduces clutter and promotes a sense of true abundance. Experiences over things. As previously discussed, investing in experiences often yields richer returns in terms of memories, personal growth, and connection than simply acquiring material goods. Cultivating a healthy relationship with spending and saving. This balance is crucial for maintaining a healthy financial energy flow. Conscious spending. Every time you spend, do so with awareness and gratitude. Acknowledge the value you are receiving and send positive energy with the money as it leaves your hands. This prevents feelings of regret or loss. Ask yourself, does this purchase truly align with my values and bring me joy? Value, joyful, saving. Saving shouldn't feel like a punishment or a preparation for a rainy day fueled by fear. Instead, view saving as empowering your future self, building a foundation for greater freedom, and preparing for exciting opportunities. Give your savings a positive purpose, e.g., my freedom fund, my dream home fund, my legacy fund. This infuses your savings with high vibrational energy. Emergency fund with trust. While having an emergency fund is practical, infuse it with trust, not fear. See it as a security blanket of abundance, a testament to your preparedness and faith in the universe, rather than a bunker for impending doom. Addressing and releasing debt with intention. Debt can be a significant energetic drain, often associated with feelings of shame, overwhelm, or limitation. Acknowledge and forgive. Acknowledge your debt without judgment. Forgive yourself for past financial choices. This releases the emotional charge. Strategic repayment with gratitude. Develop a clear plan to repay debt. As you make each payment, do so with gratitude, acknowledging that you are clearing your financial slate and restoring energetic balance. Thank the money for the service it provided, e.g., thank you for allowing me to have this car, and now I joyfully send you back. Avoid new debt from a place of lack. Be mindful of taking on new debt from a place of desperation or impulsive spending. Assess if it truly aligns with your long-term values and if you can manage it consciously. Consider the story of Sarah, a different Sarah, a talented graphic designer who, despite earning a decent income, always felt financially stressed. Her bank account would swell, then quickly deplete. She had no clear budget, spent impulsively, and worried constantly about unforeseen expenses. Money felt like a volatile, uncontrollable force in her life. Sarah decided to overhaul her approach to money. Not just practically, but energetically. She started by creating an energetic flow plan. her version of a budget, instead of seeing it as a restriction. She saw it as consciously directing her money to support her desired lifestyle and values. She assigned categories, not just numbers, but intentions, joyful living and experiences, health and wellness investment, future freedom fund, and heartfelt contributions. She realized she was spending a lot on impulse buys that didn't bring lasting joy. So, she shifted that money to investing in herself, taking an advanced design course, buying quality ergonomic equipment for her home office, and even hiring a personal trainer to improve her energy. These investments made her feel more empowered and effective. Sarah also transformed her saving habits. Instead of saving out of fear, she renamed her savings accounts, My Adventure Fund for travel and My Creative Freedom account for future passion projects. This made saving feel exciting and purposeful. When paying bills, she started a simple ritual. Thank you, money, for the comfort and services you provide me. I send you with love, knowing you'll return to me multiplied. Initially, these practices felt a little awkward, but she persisted. Over time, her financial situation dramatically stabilized. Her income didn't necessarily double overnight, but her relationship with it transformed. She felt in control, empowered, and even joyful about managing her money. She started accumulating savings steadily. The impulsive spending decreased, and she found herself naturally attracting higher-paying clients. She experienced less financial anxiety and a greater sense of peace. Her money was no longer a wild, untamed beast. It was a trusted, intelligent partner in creating her ideal life. Sarah's journey highlights that intelligent financial management isn't about being austere or rigid. It's about bringing consciousness, intention, and positive emotion to every financial decision. When you treat your money with respect, direct it with purpose, and invest it wisely both externally and internally, you elevate its energetic vibration. This, in turn, creates a continuous, harmonious, and abundant flow, empowering you to create the life you truly desire. With this refined understanding of managing financial energy, we are now ready to confront one of the most persistent obstacles to prosperity, the deep-seated fears of scarcity and lack. We've progressively built a robust understanding of money as a conscious energy, learned to align it with our values, and grasped how to manage it intelligently. Yet, despite all this knowledge, there's often one formidable obstacle that can still sabotage our financial flow: the deeply ingrained fear of money and scarcity. This fear isn't rational. It's often an ancestral echo, a societal imprint, or a personal trauma that operates from the subconscious, whispering doubts and anxieties that keep us trapped in a cycle of not enough. To truly unlock lasting prosperity, we must confront, understand, and ultimately transcend this pervasive fear. The fear of scarcity is a primal fear, rooted in our evolutionary past, when resources truly were limited and survival was a daily struggle. In modern times, it manifests as a constant underlying anxiety about future financial security, a dread of losing what we have, or a belief that abundance is fleeting and hard to maintain. This fear is a low-frequency vibration that creates a contracted state, effectively pushing away the very abundance we desire. When you operate from fear, your focus narrows, your creativity diminishes, and you tend to make reactive, rather than intentional, financial decisions. Let's pinpoint the common manifestations of this fear. Constant worry about the future, even when things are going well. There's an incessant, what if loop in your mind. What if I lose my job? What if the market crashes? What if I don't have enough for retirement? This perpetual anxiety robs you of present joy and creates a future of similar worries. Hoarding or inability to spend. This isn't wise saving, it's a fear-driven reluctance to part with money, even for necessities or things that would genuinely enhance your life. It comes from a deep-seated belief that money is scarce and must be clung to. Fear of loss, a paralyzing fear of investing, taking calculated risks, or even celebrating financial wins, because you anticipate that any gain will inevitably be followed by a loss. This prevents growth and expansion, comparing and competing. Feeling jealous of others' success or constantly comparing your financial status to others, fueled by a belief that their gain is your loss, or that there's only a finite amount of money to go around. Self-sabotage, unconsciously creating situations that lead to financial setbacks, almost as if to prove your fear of scarcity right. This could be neglecting opportunities, making poor decisions, or creating debt. Overwhelm and avoidance. Feeling so overwhelmed by financial matters that you simply avoid looking at your bank statements, bills, or financial planning altogether, hoping the problem will disappear. The challenge with fear is that it creates a feedback loop. You fear lack, so you act from lack, which often creates more lack, thus reinforcing the initial fear. Breaking this cycle requires conscious awareness and deliberate consiste de practice. Here are powerful strategies to confront and transcend the fear of money and scarcity. Acknowledge and name the fear. You cannot release what you do not acknowledge. When financial anxiety arises, don't push it away or judge yourself for it. Instead, pause it, breathe, and identify it. I am feeling fear about my financial future. This is the fear of not having enough. Naming it separates it from you, giving you power over it, rather than letting it control you. Journaling about fear. Write down your deepest financial fears. What's the worst-case scenario your mind conjures? Express all the raw emotions associated with these fears. Getting them out of your head and onto paper can diminish their power. Practice presence and grounding. Much financial fear is about the future, about what-ifs. Bringing yourself back to the present moment is a powerful antidote. Mindful breathing. When fear arises, focus on your breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Anchor yourself in your body. Is this true right now? Ask yourself. Am I actually lacking something in this very moment? Often, the answer is no. You have shelter, food, air to breathe. This practice helps to differentiate between current reality and projected fear. Engage your senses. Focus on what you can see, hear, smell, touch, and taste in your immediate environment. This brings you out of your worried mind and into the present reality. Cultivate an abundance baseline, even in challenging times. There are always things to be grateful for. This builds your energetic floor, your minimum level of perceived abundance, from which you can expand. Daily gratitude audit revisited. Consciously list everything you do have that costs money: your clothes, your phone, the food in your fridge, access to electricity, running water. This reinforces that you are currently provided for. Proof of provision journal. Keep a journal dedicated to recording every instance where the universe provided for you, even in small, unexpected ways. A surprise discount, an unexpected gift, a client paying early. This builds a powerful reservoir of evidence that you are always supported. Build a spiritual security fund beyond the financial. While a practical emergency fund is important, a spiritual security fund is about cultivating unwavering trust in the universe's provision, regardless of external circumstances. Affirmations of trust. I am always supported and provided for. The universe is my unlimited source. I trust the divine timing and flow of abundance. Visualization of being supported. See yourself surrounded by a golden light of protection and provision. Feel the deep inner knowing that you are safe and taken care of, no matter what. Let go and trust. After taking inspired action, practice letting go of the outcome and trusting that the universe will orchestrate the highest good. This reduces the anxious need to control. Consider the story of Lisa, a passionate artist who constantly struggled with financial anxiety. She would land a big commission, feel a brief surge of relief, and then immediately fall back into worry about where the next project would come from. She would often underprice her work, fearing she wouldn't get the job if she asked for her true worth. Her fear of scarcity was a constant companion, preventing her from truly enjoying her success. Lisa decided she was tired of this cycle. She began by acknowledging her fear directly. She started a fear journal where she poured out all her anxieties. I'm scared I'll end up broke like my parents. I'm afraid my talent isn't enough. I'm terrified of losing everything I've built. She noticed that simply writing these fears down, without judgment, lessened their grip. Next, she committed to a daily, "Is this true right now?" practice. When the familiar anxiety about future projects crept in, she'd stop and ask herself, am I literally without work right now? Am I starving in this moment? Invariably, the answer was no. She had a roof, food, and often current projects. This practice helped her differentiate between projected fear and present reality. She also started consciously building her spiritual security fund. She began a morning meditation where she'd visualize herself as a confident, abundant artiste, completely supported by the universe. She'd affirm, my creativity is divinely supported, and my financial abundance is always growing. She also sought out stories of other successful artists who thrived, challenging her old belief that artists must suffer. Lisa made a conscious decision to stop comparing herself to other artists and instead focused on her unique path. When a large, high-profile commission came her way, her initial instinct was to underbid. But this time, she paused. She felt the fear, acknowledged it, and then, remembering her spiritual security fund of trust, she quoted her full, deserved price. To her surprise, the client accepted without hesitation. Over time, Lisa's relationship with money transformed. She still had moments of fear, but they were no longer paralyzing. She had tools to navigate them. She started pricing her work with confidence, attracting clients who valued her art. Her income grew steadily, and more importantly, her inner peace around money blossomed. She realized that by bravely facing and releasing her fear of scarcity, she had opened the door to a flow of abundance that was far more consistent and joyful than anything she had experienced before. She wasn't just earning money, she was living a life of true financial freedom. Unburdened by the relentless grip of fear, Lisa's journey powerfully demonstrates that overcoming the fear of money and scarcity is not about pretending it doesn't exist, but about consciously acknowledging it, understanding its roots, and consistently choosing to align with trust and abundance instead. When you liberate yourself from this deep-seated fear, you create immense energetic space for prosperity to enter your life freely and joyfully. This newfound freedom from fear allows us to shift our focus from mere acquisition to a more profound experience, creating money not as a burden, but as an act of pure joy and purpose. We've traversed the landscape of financial understanding, from energy to fear, and cleared many energetic blockages along the way. Now, we arrive at a truly liberating concept, creating money not as a burdensome necessity, but as an act of pure joy and profound purpose. For too long, society has conditioned us to view earning money as a laborious, often joyless endeavor, a means to an end. But when you shift your perspective to align your money-making activities with your passions and highest intentions, the entire experience transforms from a grind into a fulfilling, expansive journey. The traditional narrative around earning money often involves struggle, sacrifice, and a separation between work and life. We're taught that work is something we have to do to survive, often at the expense of our happiness or well-being. This mindset creates an energetic resistance to money, making its flow feel heavy and difficult. If your primary emotional state when engaging with work or money-making activities is dread, resentment, or exhaustion, you are literally repelling the ease and abundance you desire. The universe responds to your dominant vibration. However, when you infuse your money-making efforts with joy, passion, and a clear sense of purpose. You elevate your energetic frequency. You move from a state of contraction to one of expansion. Work no longer feels like work. It becomes an extension of your authentic self, a channel for your unique gifts and talents to benefit the world. When you are genuinely excited and purposeful about what you do, you become a powerful magnet for opportunities, resources, and clients who resonate with that high vibration. Money then flows to you not just as compensation for effort, but as an energetic return for the value, joy, and love you put out into the world. Here are key ways to shift into creating money with joy and purpose. Discover and align with your passions and strengths. This is the cornerstone. The most effortless and abundant way to create money is by doing what you genuinely love and what you are naturally good at. Identify your zone of genius. What activities make you lose track of time? What do people consistently ask your help with? What problems do you naturally enjoy solving? These are clues to your unique gifts. Monetize your passions. Explore ways to turn your hobbies, interests, or deep-seated passions into income streams. This might involve starting a business, offering services, or even finding a job that allows you to integrate your passions. When you love what you do, you bring a higher energy to it, attracting more positive outcomes and clients. Focus on value, not just hours. Shift your mindset from exchanging time for money to exchanging value for money. When you deliver immense value from a place of joy and expertise, you can command higher compensation, regardless of the hours put in. View your work as service and contribution. When you reframe your work as a means to genuinely serve and contribute to others, money becomes a natural byproduct of your positive impact. Ask, how can I serve? Before focusing on what you'll get, ask yourself, how can I best serve my clients, customers, community today? When your intention is pure service, you create a ripple effect of goodwill and value that inevitably returns to you. Focus on solving problems. Every successful business or career solves a problem or fulfills a need. Identify the problems you enjoy solving and offer solutions with enthusiasm. Appreciate your impact. Consciously acknowledge the positive impact your work has on others. This reinforces your sense of purpose and the inherent value of your contributions, amplifying your energetic attraction for more. Set clear, joyful financial goals. Goals should be inspiring, not daunting. Infuse your financial targets with positive emotion and a clear sense of why you want the money. Define your why beyond the numerical target. Articulate why you desire that specific amount of money. Is it for freedom, family experiences, contribution, personal growth? Connect the money to the joyful experiences and values it will enable. Visualize with enthusiasm when setting financial goals. Visualize yourself achieving them with excitement and joy. Feel the emotions of accomplishment, relief, and expansion. This makes the goal an energetic beacon rather than a heavy burden. Break down into manageable, inspiring steps. Large financial goals can feel overwhelming. Break them down into smaller, achievable steps. Celebrate each milestone with genuine joy, reinforcing positive associations with financial progress. Embrace the flow of inspired action. Creating money with joy often involves following intuitive nudges and taking inspired action, rather than pushing against resistance. Listen to your intuition. As discussed earlier, the universe communicates through intuition. If you feel an inspired urge to reach out to someone, learn a new skill, or pivot your approach, follow that guidance. It often leads to the path of least resistance and greatest reward. Act from a place of joy, not force. If an activity feels like a painful struggle, pause it. Reevaluate if it truly aligns with your purpose. Sometimes, the most effective action is the one taken from a place of lightness and genuine interest. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge and celebrate every small financial gain, every new client, every positive feedback. This reinforces the joy in the creation process and signals to the universe that you appreciate the flow. Consider the story of David, a different David. A former corporate lawyer who felt deeply unfulfilled despite his high salary. He dreaded Mondays, felt drained by endless meetings, and spent his weekends recovering from the emotional toll of his work. His primary motivation for enduring this was simply the money, which he used to buy things he hoped would make him happy, but rarely did. He was creating money from a place of obligation and depletion. One evening, David started an online course on sustainable living, a long-held passion. He realized he loved researching and sharing practical tips for eco-friendly living. He started a small blog as a hobby, sharing his insights. To his surprise, people started responding enthusiastically. He felt a genuine sense of joy and purpose writing about this topic, something he never experienced as a lawyer. A few months later, an intuitive thought popped into his head. What if I could make money doing this? It seemed impossible at first, given his legal background, but the idea felt light, exciting, not heavy like his legal work. He began to explore options, researching online courses about content creation and digital marketing. He followed an intuitive nudge to reach out to a prominent environmental blogger for advice, who surprisingly offered to mentor him. David started by creating a small online guide on zero-waste living, pricing it affordably. He promoted it with genuine enthusiasm and a desire to help people. The sales were modest initially, but the joy he felt from creating and serving was immense. This positive energy started attracting more opportunities. People who bought his guide started asking him for consulting on sustainable business practices. He realized his legal background, combined with his passion for sustainability, was a unique and valuable niche. He decided to make a bold move. He transitioned out of corporate law and launched his own sustainable consulting and content creation business. His income wasn't as high initially as his top lawyer's salary, but it was consistent, growing, and most importantly, it was created with pure joy and purpose. He woke up excited every day, feeling completely aligned with his work. He was no longer trading his soul for a paycheck. He was creating value, serving a cause he believed in, and receiving abundant financial returns as a natural consequence. His money felt clean and vibrant, reflecting the joyful energy he infused into its creation. David's journey beautifully illustrates that creating money with joy and purpose is not a utopian fantasy. It is a profound reality when you align your deepest self with your actions, when you leverage your unique gifts, serve with enthusiasm, and set goals that truly inspire you. Money flows more easily, abundantly, and with far greater fulfillment. It transforms your financial life from a burden into a powerful expression of your soul's highest calling, ensuring that the continuous flow of abundance is not just about quantity, but about profound satisfaction and meaning. With this profound understanding of purposeful creation, we are now ready to fully embrace the continuous, dynamic circulation of financial energy. We've explored how creating money can be an act of joy and purpose, transforming it from a burdensome necessity to a fulfilling endeavor. Now, let's deepen our understanding of its energetic nature by recognizing that money is not meant to be a static accumulation, but a continuous, uninterrupted flow. Many people unconsciously view money as a finite resource to be hoarded, held onto tightly, or worried about losing. This scarcity mindset creates energetic blockages, leading to stagnation and preventing true abundance from circulating freely in their lives. To truly thrive, we must embrace money as a dynamic current, always moving, always circulating, and always replenishing. Imagine a river. For it to remain vibrant, clear, and life-giving, it must constantly flow. If it becomes dammed, it stagnates, becomes murky, and its life-giving properties diminish. Similarly, if you view money primarily as something to accumulate and hold on to, rather than to allow to flow, you create energetic dams in your financial life. This doesn't mean irresponsible spending. It means understanding that money's highest purpose is in its movement. When money moves, it creates opportunities, generates value, and fosters growth, not just for you, but for everyone it touches. The universe is characterized by ceaseless movement and circulation. Energy never stands still. Seasons change. Tides ebb and flow. Breath enters and leaves our bodies. Financial energy operates under the same universal principle. When you release money with positive intention, whether through spending, investing, or giving, you are not losing it. You are participating in a grand energetic exchange. You are sending it out into the universe, trusting that it will return to you, often magnified, because you have kept the channels open. Here's how to cultivate a mindset and practice that embraces money as a continuous flow. Visualize money as a river or ocean. Move beyond the mental image of money as a pile or a static number. Instead, visualize it as a powerful, abundant river flowing through your life, or an endless ocean from which you can always draw. This helps to break the scarcity mentality and reinforces the idea of infinite supply. See money flowing to you, through you, and from you, effortlessly. Practice conscious spending with gratitude and intention. Every time money leaves your hands, do so with awareness and appreciation. Bless and release as you pay a bill or make a purchase. Consciously bless the money and release it, knowing it is going to provide value and will return to you. For instance, when paying rent, think, "Thank you, money, for providing me with a safe and comfortable home. I release you with gratitude, knowing you will circulate and return to me multiplied." Focus on value received instead of focusing on the loss of money. Focus on the value or joy you receive from the transaction. This shifts your energy from deprivation to abundance. Avoid holes in the bucket. Be mindful of spending that feels wasteful, impulsive, or driven by fear or ego. This kind of spending creates energetic leaks that drain your financial flow without providing true value or joy. Embrace generosity as an energetic multiplier, as discussed in the law of giving and receiving. Giving is not a depletion. It's a powerful act of initiating flow. Tithing, or consistent giving, regularly allocating a percentage of your income to causes you believe in or to help others, is a profound way to reinforce the belief in continuous flow. It's a declaration to the universe that you have more than enough to share. Pay it forward mentality. Look for opportunities to be generous, even in small ways. This keeps the energy of abundance moving and reinforces your identity as a generous, prosperous individual. See savings and investments as directed flow, not stagnation. This is a crucial reframe. Savings and investments are not about hoarding. They are about directing money's energy for future growth and purpose. Savings as future self-investment view. Saving is consciously directing your money to serve your future self, providing security, opportunities, or freedom. This is active flow, not passive accumulation. Investments as energetic expansion. When you invest, you are sending your money's energy out into the world to create more value, to grow, and to contribute to the economy. This is a dynamic, expansive act. Ensure your investments align with your values to keep the energetic flow positive. Release emotional attachment to money. This is perhaps the most challenging, but most liberating aspect of embracing continuous flow. When you are overly attached to money, fear of losing it paralyzes you, and worry about not having enough consumes you. Practice detachment. Understand that money is a tool, not your identity or source of happiness. Your intrinsic worth is independent of your financial status. Trust the cycle. Trust that when money goes out, it will come back. This deep faith allows you to participate in the flow without fear. Use money to create more flow instead of holding on to money out of fear. Consciously use it to create more experiences, more value, more opportunities for yourself and others. Consider the story of Elizabeth, a woman who was very adept at saving money. She had a substantial amount in her bank account. But despite her savings, she always felt a sense of anxiety and poverty. She rarely spent money on anything beyond necessities, constantly worrying about what if. Her money was stagnating in her accounts, and her life felt equally stagnant. She rarely traveled, didn't pursue hobbies, and felt emotionally constricted. Her money was like a dammed river. Elizabeth came across the concept of money as a continuous flow and realized her deeply ingrained fear of spending was actually preventing her from experiencing true abundance. It was a difficult shift for her. She decided to experiment. First, she started a small joyful spending fund. She committed to spending a small amount each week on something that brought her pure joy, without guilt. Initially, it felt uncomfortable, like wasting money, but she persisted, buying a new book, trying a new coffee shop, or getting a massage. Each time, she would consciously say, "Thank you, money, for this joy. I release you with love." Next, she decided to make a significant donation to a local animal shelter, a cause she deeply cared about, but had always felt too poor to support meaningfully. This act of giving felt terrifying, but also incredibly liberating. She felt a profound sense of purpose she hadn't experienced before. She also started to reframe her savings. Instead of seeing her savings account as a safety net for disaster, she renamed it My Abundant Life and Creative Fund. She began to visualize her money actively working for her, flowing through various investments, and being ready to fund her future dreams. The changes in Elizabeth's life were gradual but profound. By consciously allowing money to flow out with intention and joy, she opened the energetic channels for it to flow back in. She started receiving unexpected small windfalls, a forgotten tax refund, a bonus at work she didn't anticipate, a friend recommending her for a well-paying side project. She found that the more she allowed herself to spend with joy and give with generosity, the more opportunities and money seemed to appear effortlessly. Her anxiety around money significantly decreased. She no longer felt impoverished despite her savings. Instead, she felt genuinely abundant. Her life became more expansive. She started traveling, pursuing creative hobbies she had long postponed, and enjoying rich experiences. Her money was no longer stagnant. It was a vibrant, circulating force, constantly moving, regenerating, and enhancing her life in countless ways. She learned that true financial security comes not from tightly clutching money, but from fully participating in its continuous, abundant flow. Elizabeth's story is a powerful testament to the liberating truth that money is meant to flow. When you embrace this principle, release your attachment, and consciously participate in the cycle of giving and receiving, you transform your financial reality from one of scarcity and stagnation to one of continuous, vibrant abundance. This profound understanding of money as a dynamic current naturally leads us to see how it can be a powerful instrument for achieving true, multifaceted freedom in our lives. We've explored money as a continuous, uninterrupted flow, understanding that its dynamic movement is essential for true abundance. Now, let's connect this understanding to one of humanity's most cherished aspirations: true freedom. For many, money is synonymous with financial freedom, the ability to live comfortably without financial stress. But the spiritual perspective reveals that money, when consciously managed and understood, it can be a powerful catalyst for a far deeper and more expansive form of freedom: freedom of choice, freedom of time, freedom of expression, and ultimately, freedom of being. The conventional view often limits freedom to merely financial independence, which is undoubtedly a wonderful goal. This usually means having enough money saved or generating passive income to cover your living expenses without needing to work for a paycheck. While this offers immense liberation from the daily grind, it doesn't automatically confer true, holistic freedom. You can be financially independent yet still be bound by limiting beliefs, emotional baggage, or a narrow view of what's possible for your life. True freedom, from a spiritual and energetic perspective, transcends mere financial metrics. It's about having the autonomy to live authentically, to pursue your passions, to contribute meaningfully, and to experience life on your own terms, unburdened by fear or societal expectations. Money, in this context, becomes an enabler of this deeper freedom, a tool that expands your choices and removes obstacles, rather than being the freedom itself. Here's how money can become a powerful instrument for true freedom: freedom of time. This is perhaps the most obvious and coveted aspect. Money can buy you time. It can allow you to reduce working hours by having sufficient savings or passive income. You can choose to work fewer hours, freeing up time for family, hobbies, personal growth, or rest. Delegate or outsource tasks. Money can pay for services that free up your time: house cleaning, childcare, meal preparation, administrative tasks. This allows you to focus your energy on what truly matters to you. Take sabbaticals or extended breaks. Financial security enables you to step away from work for periods of rejuvenation, travel, or to pursue a passion project without financial stress. When you reclaim your time, you reclaim your life, gaining the freedom to choose how you allocate your most precious non-renewable resource. Freedom of choice and opportunity. Money dramatically expands your options in every area of life. Career flexibility. You're not tied to a job you dislike purely for the paycheck. You have the freedom to pursue work that genuinely excites you, even if it initially pays less, because your financial foundation allows it. Geographical freedom. Money can enable you to live wherever you choose, whether it's a bustling city, a peaceful countryside, or to travel the world. It liberates you from being tied to a specific location for work, educational, and personal growth opportunities. You can invest in continuous learning, workshops, mentors, or spiritual retreats that foster your personal and professional development, expanding your mind and capabilities. Health choices. Money provides access to quality healthcare, nutritious food, and practices that support your well-being, granting you more freedom over your physical vitality. Freedom of expression and contribution. When basic financial needs are met, your creative and philanthropic impulses can flourish unhindered. Pursue passions without financial pressure. You can dedicate time and resources to artistic endeavors, writing, music, or any creative pursuit, not for income, but for the sheer joy of expression. Generous giving. Money frees you to give more generously to causes you believe in, creating a powerful, positive impact and expressing your value of contribution. It allows you to be a bigger force for good in the world. Support your community. You have the means to invest in local businesses, fund community projects, or provide resources to those in need, strengthening the fabric of your local environment. Freedom from fear and control. This is perhaps the deepest form of freedom that money can facilitate. Freedom from worry. With financial stability, the constant, gnawing fear of not enough diminishes, freeing up vast mental and emotional energy that was previously consumed by anxiety. Freedom from external control. You are less susceptible to being controlled by circumstances, employers, or external pressures. When you have financial resilience, you have the freedom to say no to things that don't align with your integrity. Inner peace. Ultimately, a healthy relationship with money fosters a profound sense of inner peace. You trust in the flow, release attachment to outcomes, and know that you are supported, allowing your spirit to feel truly boundless. It's crucial to distinguish between financial freedom, the external state, and spiritual freedom, the internal state. Financial freedom can create the conditions for spiritual freedom, but it doesn't guarantee it. You can have all the money in the world and still be a prisoner of your own limiting beliefs, attachments, or unexamined fears. True freedom is when your financial abundance liberates your spirit, allowing you to live fully, authentically, and joyfully. Let's consider the inspiring journey of a young writer named Chloe. She dreamt of writing novels, but felt trapped in a demanding corporate job, constantly working long hours to pay off student loans and afford her expensive city apartment. She felt suffocated, her creative spirit stifled. Money was a heavy chain, not a key to freedom. She only saw freedom as not having to work, which felt light years away. Chloe began to understand the concept of money as a tool for deeper freedom. She didn't quit her job immediately. Instead, she made a conscious plan. She focused intensely on reducing debt and saving aggressively, not out of fear, but with the joyful intention of buying her time back. She visualized not just a bigger bank account, but herself writing in a sunlit room, traveling for inspiration, and having time for deep conversations with loved ones. Her why for saving shifted from obligation to profound desire for liberation. She started consciously reallocating her money. She cut down on unnecessary expenses and redirected those funds to accelerate her debt repayment and build a freedom fund. She invested in a few online writing courses, recognizing that this was an investment in her future self and her desired freedom of expression. She also started scheduling short, daily writing sprints, guarding that time fiercely. Once her freedom fund reached a comfortable level enough to cover her living expenses for 2 years, Chloe made the leap. She resigned from her corporate job, not to stop working entirely, but to redirect her energy. She started writing full-time, working on her novel, and also taking on freelance writing projects that aligned with her values and offered flexibility. The initial months were challenging, requiring discipline and trust, but Chloe found herself experiencing a profound sense of liberation she had never known. She had the freedom of time to write, to explore, to nurture relationships. She had the freedom of choice to select projects that resonated with her. Rather than being forced to take on anything for a paycheck, she discovered new joys in her daily life. Realizing that her biggest asset was her liberated time and mental space, Chloe not only completed her novel, but it was picked up by a publisher. Her freelance writing career flourished because she was writing from a place of passion and authenticity, which attracted clients who genuinely valued her unique voice. Her financial reality stabilized at a level that supported her free lifestyle. Not necessarily becoming rich in the traditional sense, but providing an abundance of choices and inner peace. Money had become her greatest ally in crafting a life of true, multifaceted freedom. Chloe's story beautifully illustrates that money isn't merely an escape from work. It's a powerful key to unlocking your authentic life. When you intentionally align your financial efforts with your deepest desires for freedom, freedom of time, choice, expression, and being, money transcends its material form and becomes a spiritual enabler. It allows you to build a life where you are the conscious architect, living with intention, purpose, and boundless possibility. With this understanding of freedom, we are now ready to weave all these threads together, aiming for a life of comprehensive and holistic wealth. We've explored the profound ways money, as a vibrant spiritual energy, can serve as a catalyst for true freedom. Now, let's synthesize these insights and focus on an even grander vision, building a life of comprehensive, multifaceted wealth. This goes beyond mere financial success. It encompasses a rich tapestry of well-being across all dimensions of your existence. Your physical health, mental clarity, emotional resilience, meaningful relationships, spiritual growth, and a profound sense of purpose. When all these elements flourish in harmony, money ceases to be the sole measure of your worth and transforms into a powerful component of an exquisitely abundant life. The conventional definition of being rich often stops at the bank account balance. We are conditioned to believe that once we acquire a certain sum of money, all other aspects of life will magically fall into place. However, countless stories of financially wealthy individuals who are profoundly unhappy, unhealthy, or isolated stand as a stark reminder that monetary abundance alone does not guarantee a rich life. True wealth is not a single pillar. It's a meticulously balanced ecosystem where each element supports and enhances the others. Neglecting one area inevitably impacts the whole. Consider the metaphor of a magnificent garden. Financial wealth might be the fertile soil, but without sunlight, health, water, relationships, and proper care purpose, even the richest soil won't yield a flourishing garden. Comprehensive wealth is about nurturing all these vital elements simultaneously. Here are the key dimensions of comprehensive wealth and how to cultivate them alongside your financial prosperity. Financial wealth. This is the bedrock we've been discussing. Having enough resources to meet your needs, achieve your goals, and live with peace of mind and the freedom of choice. It involves conscious money management, smart investing, and generating income that aligns with your purpose and values. The goal here is financial security and freedom, not endless accumulation. Physical health and vitality. Your body is your temple, your vehicle for experiencing life. Without vibrant health, even immense wealth loses its appeal. Prioritize self-care. Invest time and money in nutritious food, regular exercise, adequate sleep, and mindful movement. See these as non-negotiable investments in your overall abundance. Preventative care, regular checkups, proactive wellness practices, and addressing health concerns early are crucial. Money can provide access to quality healthcare, but personal discipline is key. Energy management. Learn to manage your physical energy, recognizing its limits and respecting your body's need for rest and rejuvenation. Mental and emotional well-being. A clear, calm, and resilient mind is an invaluable asset. Mindfulness and meditation, regular practice helps reduce stress, cultivate presence, and foster emotional regulation. Positive self-talk. Consciously challenge negative thought patterns and replace them with empowering, compassionate self-dialogue. Emotional intelligence. Develop the ability to understand and manage your own emotions, and to empathize with others. This prevents emotional blockages that can spill over into your financial life. Learning and growth. Continuously seek knowledge, learn new skills, and engage your mind. This keeps your mental faculties sharp and prevents stagnation. Meaningful relationships. Humans are social beings. Deep, authentic connections are fundamental to happiness and well-being. Invest time and energy. Prioritize spending quality time with loved ones, family, friends, partners. These relationships are often the greatest source of joy and support. Cultivate healthy boundaries. Protect your energy and time by setting clear boundaries in your relationships. Practice empathy and communication. Nurture your connections through active listening, understanding, and open, honest communication. Build a supportive community. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, inspire you, and share your values. Sense of purpose and meaning. This is the spiritual backbone of comprehensive wealth. Feeling that your life has direction, significance, and that you are contributing something valuable to the world. Identify your unique calling. What impact do you desire to make? What problems are you passionate about solving? Align your work with purpose. Strive to integrate your work with your purpose, finding joy and meaning in your daily activities. Contribute beyond yourself. Engage in acts of service, philanthropy, or community involvement. Giving back creates a profound sense of fulfillment that money alone cannot buy. Time, freedom, and flexibility. As discussed in the previous section, having control over your time is a critical component of true wealth, allowing you to pursue your passions and prioritize what truly matters. To build this multi-dimensional wealth, you need to set goals not just for your bank account, but for all these areas. Your wealth vision board should include images and affirmations for vibrant health, joyful relationships, personal growth, and purposeful contribution, alongside your financial aspirations. This holistic approach signals to the universe that you are ready for comprehensive abundance, not just a narrow slice of it. Consider the story of Sarah and Tom, a couple who both had successful careers. They earned well, owned a nice house, and had comfortable savings. By traditional measures, they were rich. However, their lives were out of balance. Tom suffered from chronic stress-induced headaches, constantly working late and neglecting his physical activity. Sarah felt isolated, her friendship suffering due to her busy schedule and their perpetual exhaustion. They rarely saw their children, relying heavily on nannies. Their financial wealth was strong, but their health, relationships, and sense of joy were dwindling. They were financially comfortable, but not truly wealthy. After a wake-up call, Tom's doctor advised significant lifestyle changes. They embarked on a conscious journey to build comprehensive wealth. They realized their relentless pursuit of more money was costing them dearly in other, more valuable areas. They started by re-evaluating their physical health. They hired a health coach, prioritized wholesome meals, and scheduled non-negotiable exercise times. They saw these as essential investments, not optional expenses. They also focused on their mental well-being, incorporating daily mindfulness practices to manage stress. Next, they intentionally nurtured their relationships. They set family dinner as a sacred ritual, no matter how busy their days were. They planned regular date nights and weekend getaways with their children. Sarah proactively reached out to old friends, rekindling connections. They even joined a local book club, expanding their social circle with people who shared their interests beyond work. They also connected with their shared purpose. They discovered a passion for supporting youth entrepreneurship in their city. They dedicated a portion of their financial resources and their time to mentoring young aspiring business owners, finding immense joy in contributing to their community. To accommodate these changes, they made strategic financial adjustments. They chose to reduce their working hours slightly, even if it meant a minor dip in potential income, understanding that the return on investment in their health and relationships was far greater. They consciously directed money towards experiences and growth, family trips, educational courses, rather than just accumulating more material possessions. The transformation in Sarah and Tom's lives was profound. Their financial situation remained robust, but now it was a support system for a vibrant, balanced, and deeply fulfilling life. Tom's headaches diminished, and his energy levels soared. Sarah felt connected and joyful, surrounded by loving relationships. Their children thrived with their increased presence. They realized that money was simply one ingredient in their recipe for happiness. And when combined with intentional cultivation of health, relationships, and purpose, it created a life that was truly, comprehensively wealthy. Sarah and Tom's story beautifully illustrates that true wealth is an integrated experience. It's not about choosing between money and happiness, but about recognizing how they intertwine and amplify each other. When you consciously set goals and invest energy in all dimensions of your life, money ceases to be a singular pursuit and becomes a vital component of a rich, harmonious, and deeply meaningful existence. This holistic approach to wealth prepares us perfectly to listen to the whispers of the universe, trusting that it will guide us towards even greater abundance. We've broadened our perspective to embrace comprehensive wealth, recognizing that money is but one vital thread in the rich tapestry of an abundant life. Now, let's explore an often overlooked yet incredibly powerful aspect of our financial journey, developing the ability to listen for and interpret messages from the universe about money. The universe is constantly communicating with us, offering guidance, insights, and opportunities. When we learn to tune into these subtle signals, be they intuitive nudges, recurring synchronicities, or clear signs, our path to prosperity becomes less about striving and more about graceful alignment and effortless flow. Many people approach financial matters with a purely logical, left-brain perspective. They rely solely on spreadsheets, market analysis, and traditional advice. While these tools are valuable, they often miss the deeper, energetic currents at play. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, has ways of nudging us towards beneficial paths or warning us away from pitfalls. These messages aren't always grand pronouncements, they are often quiet whispers, subtle coincidences, or sudden flashes of insight that, if heeded, can dramatically alter our financial trajectory for the better. The challenge lies in recognizing these messages amidst the noise of daily life and the chatter of our own minds. Our conditioning often teaches us to dismiss gut feelings or coincidences as irrational. However, from an energetic perspective, these are direct communications from your higher self or the collective consciousness, guiding you towards alignment with your highest financial good. Here are key ways to develop your capacity to listen for and interpret these cosmic messages about money. Cultivate stillness and intuition through meditation and mindfulness. Your intuition is the universe's direct line to you. To hear it, you need to quiet the incessant chatter of the logical mind. Daily meditation. Dedicate consistent time each day to meditation. Focus on your breath, gently bringing your attention back whenever your mind wanders. As you quiet the external noise, you create space for your inner wisdom to emerge. Mindful observation practice, being fully present throughout your day. Notice the small details, the subtle shifts in your feelings, the unbidden thoughts that arise. The more present you are, the more likely you are to catch the universe's subtle cues. Ask for guidance before meditating or going to sleep. Consciously ask the universe or your higher self for guidance on a specific financial question or challenge. Then, release the question and be open to how the answer might appear. It might not be a direct voice, but an idea, a sign, or a serendipitous encounter. Recognize synchronicity and meaningful coincidences. Synchronicity is when two or more seemingly unrelated events occur together in a meaningful way, suggesting a deeper pattern. These are often the universe's way of confirming you're on the right track or drawing your attention to something. Recurring numbers. Do you repeatedly see specific numbers? E.g. 11, 222, 777 on clocks, license plates, or receipts. These can be universal affirmations or nudges to pay attention. Look up their spiritual meanings. Many relate to alignment, manifestation, or trust. Overheard conversations or snippets. You might overhear a conversation or catch a phrase on the radio that perfectly answers financial question you've been pondering. Unexpected encounters. Meeting someone randomly who provides a crucial piece of advice or an opportunity you needed. The key is to pay attention and attribute meaning. Don't dismiss these as mere chance. Keep a synchronicity journal to record these occurrences and look for patterns over time. Learn to distinguish between fear and intuition. This is critical. Fear often disguises itself as intuition, leading us to play small or miss opportunities. The feeling test. True intuition usually feels calm, clear, expansive, and often accompanied by a sense of rightness or excitement, even if the logical mind finds it unusual. Fear, conversely, feels contracted, urgent, anxiety-provoking, or heavy. Body sensations. Pay attention to how your body feels. Intuition often manifests as a gut feeling, a sensation in your stomach or solar plexus, a sense of lightness, or a quiet knowing. Fear often creates tension, a racing heart, or a feeling of constriction. Test small nudges. Start by acting on small intuitive nudges that are low-risk. E.g., call this person. Research that topic. As you see positive results, your trust in your intuition will grow. Pay attention to dreams and symbolism. Your subconscious mind, through dreams, can offer profound insights and guidance about your financial life. Dream journaling. Keep a dream journal by your bed and record any dreams you remember immediately upon waking. Look for recurring themes, symbols, or strong emotions related to money, work, or abundance. Symbolic interpretation. What do common symbols in your dream represent to you? A flowing river, an overflowing basket, a broken dam, a locked door. These can all carry specific financial messages. Consider the compelling story of Elena, a budding entrepreneur who had a brilliant idea for a sustainable clothing line. She had the passion and the talent, but she felt stuck on the financial side. She needed startup capital, but every traditional avenue seemed to hit a dead end. She was getting increasingly frustrated and was on the verge of giving up, feeling overwhelmed by the financial complexities. Elena had recently started a meditation practice, focusing on quieting her mind and asking for divine guidance. One morning, during meditation, she had a strong, clear, intuitive thought. Look up old craft fairs. It seemed completely random. She had no connection to craft fairs, but the thought was persistent and felt distinctly different from her usual worried thoughts. She decided to follow the intuitive nudge. That afternoon, while browsing online for local craft fairs, she stumbled upon an article about a woman who had successfully launched a sustainable jewelry business after showcasing her products at a series of small, curated artisan markets. The article mentioned that this woman had initially funded her business through a microloan specifically for sustainable startups, something Elena had never heard of. This was a synchronicity, a direct answer to her unasked question about funding. Elena immediately researched microloans for sustainable businesses and found a local organization that specialized in them. She felt a surge of excitement, a feeling she now recognized as true intuition, not fear. She applied, created a detailed business plan, and, drawing on her newfound trust and guidance, presented her vision with unwavering confidence. During her pitch, she shared her story about how she discovered the microloan opportunity. The loan officer, a former crafter herself, was incredibly impressed by Elena's passion and her willingness to follow seemingly random cues. Not only did Elena secure the microloan, but the loan officer also connected her with an angel investor who was specifically looking to support sustainable fashion projects. A divine connection she never would have found through traditional networking. Elena launched her clothing line, which quickly gained traction. She continued her daily meditation, trusting her intuition, and paying attention to the cosmic breadcrumbs that kept appearing. When she felt a subtle pull to attend a seemingly obscure textile conference, she went, and it led to a partnership with an ethical supplier. When she had a clear dream about a new design technique, she woke up and immediately sketched it, leading to one of her best-selling pieces. Elena's journey illustrates that the universe is constantly communicating, guiding us towards our highest good, including our financial prosperity. It's about developing the sensitivity to perceive these messages and the courage to act on them, even when they defy conventional logic. By cultivating stillness, acknowledging synchronicity, trusting your intuition over fear, and paying attention to symbolic messages, you transform your financial path from a struggle into a co-creation with the intelligent, abundant forces of the cosmos. This continuous dialogue with the universe deeply grounds our understanding of prosperity, preparing us to look forward to a future where money truly serves higher consciousness. We've journeyed deep into understanding money as an energetic reflection of our inner world, a tool for freedom and comprehensive wealth, and a language through which the universe communicates. Now, let's cast our gaze forward and explore a compelling vision, the future of money, viewed through the lens of heightened consciousness and spirituality. This isn't just about technological advancements like cryptocurrencies or digital payments. It's about a profound paradigm shift in how humanity perceives, creates, and interacts with financial resources. As collective consciousness evolves, so too will our relationship with money, moving from fear-based accumulation to purpose-driven flow and intentional impact. For centuries, money has often been a source of division, competition, and anxiety. It has been seen as a scarce resource to be hoarded, a means of power and control, or even a necessary evil. This perspective has fueled economic systems that prioritize profit over people, accumulation over contribution, and competition over collaboration. However, as more individuals awaken to spiritual truths and the interconnectedness of all things, there's a growing realization that our current financial models, driven by unconscious fear and greed, are unsustainable and ultimately unfulfilling. The future of money, therefore, lies in its resacralization, bringing consciousness, ethics, and spiritual principles back into its creation and circulation. Imagine a world where financial decisions are not solely driven by quarterly profits, but by a genuine desire for collective well-being and planetary thriving. This isn't a utopian fantasy, it's an emerging reality, already being shaped by conscious individuals and organizations globally. Here are key aspects of this evolving future. From scarcity to abundance consciousness, the most fundamental shift will be a widespread embrace of the abundance mindset. As more people understand that the universe is inherently abundant and that not enough is primarily a mental construct, the energy of fear and competition surrounding money will begin to dissipate. This shift in collective consciousness will naturally lead to more collaborative economic models, where shared prosperity is valued over individual hoarding. We will move beyond the zero-sum game mentality, recognizing that one person's gain doesn't necessitate another's loss. Rather, collective gain creates exponential opportunities for all. Money as a tool for conscious impact. We will see an acceleration of trends like impact investing, ethical consumption, and conscious capitalism. Money will increasingly be directed towards ventures that solve global problems, uplift communities, heal the environment, and promote human flourishing. Consumers will demand transparency and ethical practices from businesses, using their purchasing power as a vote for a better world. Investors will prioritize not just financial returns, but also measurable social and environmental returns. This means a greater focus on sustainable and regenerative economies, investing in and building businesses that replenish natural resources, rather than depleting them. Social enterprises, businesses designed from the ground up to achieve a social or environmental mission alongside financial viability. Equitable distribution, conscious efforts to create financial systems that reduce inequality and provide opportunities for all. Moving away from extractive practices, values-driven financial systems. The future will see financial systems that are inherently designed to reflect higher values. This could manifest as blockchain for transparency and trust technologies. Like blockchain could provide unprecedented transparency in transactions and supply chains, ensuring ethical practices and accountability, making it harder for money to be used for harmful purposes without detection. Local currencies and community economies. A resurgence of local economies and complementary currencies that foster stronger community bonds, circulate wealth locally, and are aligned with specific community values. Decentralized finance. DeFi with purpose. While still in its early stages, DeFi could evolve to create more equitable and accessible financial services, potentially reducing the need for traditional intermediaries that often extract value rather than creating it. Beyond GDP, economic success will be measured not just by gross domestic product (GDP), but by metrics that include well-being, environmental health, and social equity, shifting the collective focus to holistic prosperity. Integration of spiritual principles into financial education. The artificial divide between spirituality and finance will diminish. Future financial education will increasingly incorporate principles of energetic flow, mindset, gratitude, purpose, and conscious giving. People will learn not just how to manage money, but how to have a healthy, conscious relationship with it, understanding its spiritual dimension. This means recognizing that inner wealth and outer wealth are inextricably linked. Personal transformation driving collective change. The future of money begins with individual transformation. As more individuals heal their own money blocks, cultivate an abundance mindset, and use their money with conscious intention, This collective shift will create a powerful ripple effect. The external financial world will begin to mirror the internal transformation of humanity. Imagine a group of visionary leaders in the financial sector, no longer driven solely by quarterly profit reports, but by a deep commitment to sustainable global prosperity. They convene, not just to strategize market gains, but to collectively envision and design a new economic system. They start with the premise that money is a resource designed to flow for the highest good of all. They propose a novel financial model where every investment carries a social and environmental impact score alongside its financial return. This score isn't just a regulatory checkbox. It directly influences the investment's desirability and even its perceived value. They develop algorithms that prioritize loans to businesses that are genuinely regenerative, companies that clean oceans, restore forests, create truly circular economies, and provide living wages. This group also champions the idea of universal basic contribution, where individuals are not only given a basic income, but are also encouraged to identify their unique gifts and contribute them to their communities, receiving a contribution credit that circulates within local, values-aligned economies. Money, in this system, becomes explicitly linked to demonstrated positive impact and shared value creation. They partner with educators to develop new curricula that teach children not just how to count money, but how to understand its energetic nature, the importance of conscious giving, and the joy of creating wealth through service. These children grow up with an innate understanding that money is a tool for good, not a source of fear or competition. Initially, their ideas are met with skepticism from traditionalists, but as global challenges intensify, climate crises, social inequalities, and as their proposed models demonstrate clear, measurable improvements in both human well-being and ecological health, more and more people and institutions begin to adopt their principles. Slowly but surely, the old, fear-based financial paradigms begin to dissolve, replaced by systems built on trust, transparency, and a profound understanding of interconnected abundance. Money, in this future, becomes a vibrant spiritual current, joyfully circulating, empowering conscious creation, and funding a world that truly thrives for all. This vision of the future of money is not a distant dream. It's being built right now by individuals like you, who are choosing to approach their financial lives with greater awareness and intention. Every conscious decision you make about money, every fear you release, every act of generosity you undertake, is a vote for this new, more awakened financial future. You are not just managing your personal finances, you are participating in the grand evolution of global consciousness around wealth. This empowers us immensely, as it signifies that our actions today contribute to a brighter financial tomorrow. Armed with this understanding, we stand ready to embrace our own power in creating sustainable prosperity, not just for ourselves, but for the world. We've concluded our expansive journey through the multifaceted world of money as spiritual energy. We've unraveled its energetic nature, healed our relationship with ourselves, debunked limiting beliefs, harnessed the law of attraction, embraced the power of gratitude and conscious giving, cleared energetic blockages, recognized money as a continuous flow, understood its role in true freedom and comprehensive wealth, and even envisioned its conscious future. Now, it all culminates in this crucial understanding: you possess the inherent power to create sustainable prosperity in your life. This isn't about fleeting success or temporary gains. It's about establishing a consistent, harmonious, and enduring flow of abundance that nourishes every aspect of your being. The ultimate takeaway from this journey is that your financial reality is not a random outcome dictated by external forces, luck, or the economy. While these external factors exist, your internal world, your beliefs, emotions, intentions, and energetic vibration plays the most significant role in shaping your financial destiny. You are not a passive recipient of financial circumstances, you are an active co-creator. This realization is incredibly empowering because it means that true, lasting change starts from within. And it's always within your grasp. Sustainable prosperity is not just about accumulating a large sum of money, it's about cultivating a state of being that consistently attracts and maintains abundance. It's about living in alignment with universal laws, managing your financial energy with wisdom, and recognizing that you are always supported by an infinitely abundant universe. Here are the key principles to empower yourself to create this sustainable prosperity. Embrace personal responsibility for your financial reality. This is the foundational step. It's not about blame, but about reclaiming your power. Understand that every financial decision, every thought about money, contributes to your current situation. When you take responsibility, you move from victimhood to authorship, realizing you have the agency to change your story. This involves conscious awareness, continuously observing your thoughts and feelings about money without judgment. Proactive choices, making deliberate financial decisions that align with your values and desired future. Rather than reacting to circumstances, learning and growth, committing to continuously learn about money, energy, and self-development. Seeing yourself as a lifelong student of prosperity. Cultivate an unwavering abundance mindset. Revisit and reinforce. This isn't a one-time fix, it's a daily practice. Your mind is like a garden. You must continuously weed out limiting beliefs and plant seeds of abundance. Daily affirmations, regularly declaring positive truths about money and your worthiness. Consistent gratitude, maintaining a profound sense of appreciation for every form of abundance in your life. Even the smallest. This is the fastest way to shift your vibration. Vivid visualization, regularly seeing and feeling your desired financial reality as if it has already manifested. Honor the energetic flow of giving and receiving. Understand that money is a currency, current plus flow, and needs to circulate. Holding on too tightly creates stagnation. Giving freely creates powerful magnetic pull for more. Conscious giving, commit to regular, joyful giving to causes or people you believe in. Generous spending, spend with intention and appreciation. Blessing the money as it leaves your hands, and focusing on the value you receive. Open receiving practice, gracefully receiving compliments, opportunities, and financial blessings without guilt or self-doubt. Heal your past financial wounds and release energetic blocks. Unaddressed trauma or negative emotional baggage related to money will continue to act as energetic dams. Introspection and forgiveness. Identify the roots of your financial fears or resentments, family conditioning, past mistakes, and consciously work to forgive yourself and others involved. Emotional release techniques. Utilize tools like journaling, EFT tapping, or breathwork to process and release trapped emotions around money. Energetic decluttering. Create order in your physical financial space, organizing documents, tidying your wallet to reflect and support internal clarity. Align your financial actions with your deepest values and purpose. When money serves your soul's calling, it becomes infinitely more powerful and fulfilling. Define your why, beyond just earning. Clarify why you want financial abundance, e.g., freedom, contribution, creativity, family well-being, conscious choices. Ensure your income-generating activities, spending, and investments are congruent with your core values and contribute to the positive impact you wish to see in the world. Create money with joy. Seek out or create opportunities to earn money, doing what you love and what truly lights you up. Trust the universe's infinite support and guidance. You are not alone on this journey. The universe is a benevolent and intelligent partner, constantly ready to provide. Listen to intuition. Pay attention to subtle nudges, synchronicities, and insights that guide your financial decisions. Surrender in faith. After taking inspired action, release attachment to the how and when of manifestation, trusting that the universe knows the perfect path. Develop a spiritual security fund. Cultivate an unwavering inner knowing that you are always safe, always provided for, regardless of external circumstances. This journey is not a sprint, it's a marathon of continuous self-discovery. Conscious practice and unwavering faith. There will be moments of doubt, setbacks, and old fears resurfacing. This is normal. The key is to return to these principles, to gently guide yourself back to an abundant mindset, and to consistently apply the tools you've learned. Each conscious step you take reinforces your power and strengthens your energetic magnet for prosperity. Consider the story of an individual named Liam. For years, Liam felt utterly disempowered by money. He had a string of low-paying jobs, accumulated significant debt, and constantly felt like a victim of circumstances. His internal dialogue was a loop of "I'm not good with money," "I'll never get ahead," and "it's just too hard." He often felt envy when he saw others succeed. Unknowingly, repelling his own abundance, Liam reached a breaking point. He decided to fully commit to understanding money as an energetic force and empowering himself. He started by diligently taking personal responsibility. He stopped blaming the economy or his past, and instead focused on what he could control: his own thoughts and actions. He spent hours journaling about his deepest money fears, acknowledging them without judgment. He then systematically worked on cultivating an abundance mindset. Every morning, he would visualize his ideal financial life, feeling the emotions of security and joy. He started a gratitude journal, specifically listing every small financial blessing, even finding loose change. He created positive affirmations like, "I am a powerful magnet for money," and repeated them consistently. Liam also started honoring the flow of giving and receiving. Despite his limited income, he committed to donating a small, consistent amount to a local charity he believed in. This act, initially terrifying, quickly filled him with a profound sense of abundance. He also became more mindful and appreciative when spending, transforming guilt into gratitude for the services and products he received. He worked on healing his past financial wounds. He researched his family's history with money, realizing that his parents' fear of scarcity had been deeply imprinted on him. He consciously forgave himself for past financial mistakes, releasing the burden of shame. He even used EFT tapping to clear specific anxieties about debt. Next, Liam aligned his financial actions with his purpose. He realized his passion was in helping small businesses with their online presence. He took an affordable online course, pouring his heart and soul into learning digital marketing. He saw this not just as a job, but as an opportunity to serve and create value. He started offering his services to local businesses, charging fair rates. He felt truly represented his value, rather than undercutting himself. Crucially, Liam learned to trust the universe's support. When he felt an intuitive nudge to offer a free workshop on social media marketing, he followed it, even though it seemed to offer no immediate financial gain. That workshop led to his first major client, who became a long-term contract. He started noticing synchronicities, articles appearing in his feed that answered specific questions, or unexpected referrals. He learned to differentiate his quiet intuition from his old fear-based thoughts. Over time, Liam's life transformed dramatically. His debt slowly but surely diminished. His freelance business flourished, attracting more clients and higher fees. He not only achieved financial security, but also a deep sense of purpose and fulfillment. Money was no longer a source of dread. It was a vibrant, flowing energy that supported his joyful contribution to the world. He was living proof that empowering yourself means actively co-creating your financial reality from the inside out. Liam's story is a powerful testament to the fact that you possess the inherent power to manifest sustainable prosperity. It's not a secret reserved for a select few. It's a universal principle available to all who choose to align with it. By consistently applying these principles, taking responsibility, cultivating an abundance mindset, honoring flow, healing past wounds, aligning with purpose, and trusting universal guidance, you can transform your financial life from one of struggle to one of consistent, joyful, and truly sustainable abundance. The power is yours. We've reached the culmination of our profound journey, a deep dive into understanding money not as a cold, hard currency, but as a vibrant spiritual energy. We began by challenging the conventional, fear-based views of wealth, inviting you to see money as a dynamic reflection of your inner world, a powerful tool for transformation, and an integral part of the universe's boundless flow. This exploration has taken us through the intricate connections between your self-worth and financial reality, the pervasive grip of false beliefs, and the liberating power of a prosperity mindset aligned with the law of attraction. We've uncovered the magnetic force of gratitude, the reciprocal dance of giving and receiving, and the crucial need to clear energetic blockages that impede your abundance. You've learned to view money not as a static accumulation, but as a continuous, uninterrupted flow, a current that, when honored, can usher in true freedom, freedom of time, choice, expression, and being. Our vision expanded to encompass comprehensive wealth, recognizing that financial prosperity is most fulfilling when interwoven with vibrant health, meaningful relationships, deep purpose, and mental well-being. We even touched upon the subtle yet powerful guidance the universe offers through intuition and synchronicity, pointing you towards your highest financial good. And finally, we looked ahead to a future where money, infused with consciousness and spirituality, becomes a force for collective well-being. The core message woven throughout this entire journey is simple yet revolutionary. Money is, in essence, a vibrant spiritual energy, and your relationship with it profoundly mirrors your relationship with yourself and the universe. True peace and enduring prosperity are not destinations found externally by chasing more, but internal states cultivated through understanding, intention, and conscious action. Money, in its highest form, is merely a tool, a powerful amplifier for your intentions and values. The real wealth, the true abundance, lies in the richness of your entire life and your capacity for joy, your meaningful connections, your vibrant health, and your unwavering sense of purpose. You are not powerless in the face of your financial circumstances. On the contrary, you possess an immense, inherent power to shape your financial reality. Every thought you think about money, every emotion you feel towards it, every decision you make regarding it, is a stroke on the canvas of your financial future. You are the artist of your own prosperity. This journey, with Saknoi US, is an invitation to continually explore, to consistently apply these principles, and to courageously step into your full potential. Embrace the wisdom shared in this audiobook. Revisit the concepts that resonated most deeply with you. Listen to these powerful messages as often as you need to, allowing them to reprogram your subconscious mind and elevate your energetic vibration. Start small. Take inspired action, and celebrate every victory. No matter how minor, the universe is infinitely abundant, and it is conspiring to support your highest good. Open your heart, trust the flow, and allow yourself to receive the prosperity that is your birthright. Live a life brimming with meaning, joy, and profound abundance, because you are truly worthy of it. Thank you for listening, and we look forward to continuing this incredible journey of discovery with you, right here at